must-see TV. The can't-miss teenager is a human highlight reel 5 games into his big league career. Steven Strasburg is the NL Pitcher of the Month. Nothing short of brilliant in his first 5 starts. And one more thing, their NL East rival is in town. Phillies and Nats, an hour apart on Masset HD.
Well, if you're a Nationals fan, you got to love this weekend especially, because guess who's in town? The big, bad Philadelphia Phillies. This ought to be a tremendous night here at Nationals Park. Everybody seems to have the natitude working for them, and we hope you're going to stick around the next couple of hours to enjoy it right here in Masson. Johnny Holiday and F.B. Santangelo. Bob is off for his daughter's graduation this weekend at Oklahoma State. And, boy, you talk about excitement in this city, and what a difference a year makes. Last year, Philadelphia in first, the Nationals in fourth. This year, it's reversed.
Yeah, and this is a big series. There's a lot of talk about natitude, a lot of talk about take back our ballpark. And how do you do that? You win. You're facing a team right now that won 102 games last year. They won 5 consecutive division titles. So when you talk about this series, I think what happens between the lines far more important than what happens in the stands. So it's a good measuring stick right now for the ball club to see where they're at.
And Philadelphia will face Steven Strasburg, who just happens to have the second lowest ERA in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he's been lights out. Coming off his best start of the year, a 9 strikeout performance against the Dodgers that Saturday game in Los Angeles last week. And I thought he had his best fastball of the year. 96 miles an hour first pitch of the game, 98 miles an hour second pitch of the game, and he sat at the mid to upper 90s all day. So it's the Strasburg-Harper show against the Philadelphia Phillies, and I can't wait to see it.
And how about Bryce? What a way he started off this year, huh?
Yeah, he's been
being called up.
He's been absolutely fantastic, done everything you can ask. And everybody from the Phillies today asking me about Bryce Harper, and the one thing I told all the coaching staff from the Phillies is watch how hard this kid plays.
Well, the first pitch is coming up tonight. Strasburg against Kendrick. The Nationals against the Phillies. The Nats in first place in the East, and you can feel the attitude here at Nationals Park tonight.
fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on FiOS. Johnny Holiday in for Bob Carpenter tonight, and a great crowd on hand, still filing in from the Metro stop to Nationals Park. Probably going to have perhaps the biggest crowd they've had all season long to watch the Phillies in town for not one or two but three big ones tomorrow afternoon and then Sunday night. Our train temperature at game time, it's 80 degrees. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Stephen Strasburg tonight, FP, looking to stay unbeaten. He's 2-0 with a 1.13 ERA, lowest in the National League. Start tonight.
Speaking of trains, he's taking the mound right now, number 37. And how about number 34 running out to left field? Let's check out the ovation for Bryce Harper. His first home start, he ran out there. The crowd was on their feet. He was pointing to the crowd, so he is digging it, and they are digging him.
That gentleman won't forget that for some time. Here's tonight's starting lineups for Philadelphia. And Jimmy Rollins will lead off. He'll be at shortstop. Juan Pierre, the left fielder, batting second. Placido Polanco at third. Hunter Pence in right. Shane Victorino in center field. And Lance Nix, the former National, at first. Carlos Ruiz will catch Kyle Kendrick. And Pete Orr, another former National, will play second base. He'll bat eighth. Polanco, since April 25th, .407 batting average. And Strasburg's numbers on the year, outstanding. 5 starts, 2-0, 113.
And last out,
been almost unhittable, hasn't he, FP?
Absolutely. Last time out, he received the no decision in Saturday's 4-3 10-inning thriller in Los Angeles. Probably his best start of the season. He threw 7 innings, a 5-hit ball, struck out 9, walked nobody, threw 101 pitches, 72 for strikes. So 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball. It's averaging 96 miles an hour. The curve was good last time. Didn't throw the changeup a whole lot. 2-pitch guy last time out. Fastball, curve.
And our congratulations again to Steven, the National League Pitcher of the Month for the month of April. And that's what the Nationals will put on the field tonight defensively.
Let's set the defense tonight for the Nationals behind Strasburg. Harper and Keelworth in the outfield. Desmond Lombardozzi on the left side. Espinosa Tracy on the right side. And Jesus Flores doing the catching.
Good-looking suit FP's got on tonight. Brings out the big suit for the big series.
You had to wear the red, man. It's Red Friday tonight. Big game.
STG inside the numbers. Find out why the government is turning to STG at stgincorporated.com.
You check out the fastball versus right-handers versus left-handers. So pretty much go fastball, curveball to righties. You see that on the left. And fastball changeup with an occasional curveball to lefties. But last time out, the fastball was good. The curveball very good. And I don't know that he threw a lot of changeups, but he didn't need them. A couple big at-bats against Matt Kemp. He went right after him with 98. The first pitch of the game last time was 96. The second pitch was 98. And usually with Strasburg, it takes him a couple of innings to build up to that velocity. But right out of the gate in Los Angeles, he had the good fastball.
And Strasburg will face Jimmy Rollins to kick off this ball game tonight. He is hitless his last 15 at-bats against Washington. And this ball game is underway with a called strike. Umpires tonight, Joe West a little bit under the weather, FP, so it's Drake and Holbrook and Fletcher working the game. 3 guys.
And a 3-man crew tonight. Joe taking the night off.
And the 0-1 foul back. Rollins hitting .240 coming in the ball game tonight. Only has 5 RBIs for Philadelphia. In fact, the first 3 batters in their lineup combined for only 13 RBIs between Rollins and Pierre and Polanco. And the 0-2, Strasburg ahead in the count, and Rollins is down on strikes. High way to start a ball game, Steven.
So he went with a couple of 97-mile-an-hour fastballs, and then he goes with a changeup, and this one was 91 miles an hour. Pulls the string right there, and Jimmy Rollins. That's a pitch he didn't feature his last start. So maybe trying to get a feel for it early here today. That was a dandy.
Well, Rollins has gone on 3 pitches. Juan Pierre, who had a terrific career, in fact, great season last year with the White Sox. He will take a strike in the outside corner. 97 again of the gun.
If you remember early in Los Angeles, he was a little bit quick with his fastball. He was on time with his release point, but he was trying to throw it so hard that he was actually cutting it. And that's something Strasburg usually doesn't do. He throws a 4-seam fastball that's straight. He throws the 2-seam fastball that runs into righties away from lefties. But in Los Angeles, trying to hump up a little bit in the early innings, actually pulling that ball across, cutting it tonight. he's doing a nice job early keeping the ball down.
Left-handers against Strasburg really struggling, hitting only 182. The right-handed hitters at 204. Ahead of both batters in the count, 0-2. And a fly out to left field. Harper trying to gauge himself to the stands, and there's 2 quick outs. So Strasburg off to an excellent start tonight, retiring Rollins and Pierre, and now the hot-hitting Placido Polanco will come up. 265 batting average and 4 RBIs.
So that's 6 pitches for Strasburg and 6 strikes.
I'll do the math quickly. On this rate,
he'll
have like 80 pitchers or less than that.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
that's 100% strikes?
Just about. Philadelphia comes to town after beating the Braves yesterday 4-0. They got a little win streak going. The Nationals have a 2-game win streak going. That's at 16-9. The Phillies come in 13-13. Bouncing ball down to Desmond at short. They'll fire across to Chad Tracy. A quick 1-2-3 for Steven Strasburg. Total of 8 pitches in the inning. The Nationals coming to bat scoreless game. Design and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out Powerful Lineup. Desmond will lead off. Lombardozzi in the number 2 hole at third tonight. And Bryce Harper. Jason Worth in the cleanup spot against his former organization, the Chad Tracy, Espinoza, and Keel Flores. And Strasburg. Kyle Kendrick. What's he got? FP.
2-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, change. He'll move the ball around. He'll cut the fastball. And if you're a Nationals hitter tonight, you're looking for the ball in one zone. Maybe look in or look away, but you can't cover both sides of the plate against this guy. He's going to work it in and out. Maybe you zone him up, look for something up in the zone, and pick one side of the plate and stick with it.
Yeah, Desmond had that great walk-off homer 2 nights ago to beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. And count is even at 1-1. Kendrick 0-2, 6.59. He's suffered back-to-back losses now. Against the Nationals, 2-3 with a 5.46 earned run average in his career.
In his 2 starts this season, he's 0-2 with a 9 ERA.
And the right-hander misses outside. Kendrick is 6'3", 213, 27 years old. A 7th-round pick for the Phillies back in 2003. He's replacing Cliff Lee in the rotation. We're in the bottom of the first, no score. Desmond leading off. And well, the first base umpire, Sam Holbrook, says that was a strike. He did go.
A pretty sharp cutter right there from Kendrick. Looked like he tried to hold up, went a little too far.
And the count even up at 2-2. Desmond hitting .269, 3 homers and 10 driven in. Bouncing ball to third. Polanco's got it across to Lance Nix, the former Nat, and there's one down.
Let's set the defense tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies. Behind Kyle Kendrick, Pierre Victorino Pence in the outfield, Rollins, Polanco on the left side, and Nix on the right side, and Carlos Ruiz doing the catching. Here's our old friend Lance Nix. He's got the red on again this year. He just picked the wrong uniform. He is having some kind of start to this season. After starting the season 0 for 7, he's hitting .419, 13 for 31, 6 doubles, 2 home runs, 10 RBI. He's on fire right now.
And Kendrick delivers to Lombardozzi and takes a called strike. 90 on the gun on that one. Lombardozzi grew up, of course, in Fulton, Maryland. Went to Atholton High School, junior college, St. Petersburg, Maryland. Kendrick misses outside. His dad, Steve, of course, an outstanding middle infielder for 6 seasons in the major leagues. And you talk about somebody hustling, FP. Boy, Steve does. Line drive to right field. That may drop in. It does for a base hit. Hunter Pence trying to get the shoestring grab. And Lombardozzi gets the first hit of the ball game.
Last night I called Steve Lombardozzi a sniper because you don't see him, you don't notice him. He just gets the job done every single night. You look up and he's got a couple of hits at the end of the night, maybe a sacrifice bunt and a nice play, and you see it right there, a little short hop into the glove of Hunter Pence. And there goes the no-hitter.
Quickly.
It's the first thing you got to take care of every night.
And the ovation, of course, is for Bryce Harper. What a magnificent start for this young guy. Hard to believe, FP, he's only 19. 20 coming up in October.
I don't even talk about him as a 19-year-old anymore. He
doesn't look like one, does he?
Come up here and played this game like a grown man.
Lombardozzi with the lead off first. Harper 1 for 3 last night. That game-winning RBI double.
Interesting. After a double down the left field line last night to score Ian Desmond, the first pitch of the game to Bryce Harper tonight was in, a cutter in. Maybe they're going to try him on the inner half of the plate. Let's see.
Well, he's banged out 4 doubles among his 6 base hits.
And that's a good take right there.
Good eye.
A good cutter by Kendrick. It started as a strike, looked like a strike all the way, and he just spit on it. And once again, he finds himself ahead in the count, 2-0.
And Jason Worth on deck. Then Chad Tracy will follow here in the first inning. Lombardozzi at first. And the 2-0 from Kendrick. This is outside for ball 3.
Does Davey Johnson dare give Bryce Harper a 3-0 green light here in the first inning? I say yes. Why not?
Well, he's only walked 1 time at his 16 trips to the plate. And the 3-0. And there for a call strike. FP, you talked about the attitude here at Nationals Park. The fans are really into it as they attempt to take back this park because Philadelphia had packed it every time they've come down from Philly the last couple of years, and that's going to end tonight. Harper with a check swing and ball 4. But as you mentioned, it's what happens down there.
You take back the park by winning games. You take back the park by beating the team that's won the division for 5 years in a row. That's why I think this series is so big. There's some chirping going on from Charlie Manuel down in the dugout, and he's going to come out right now and talk to Rob Drake, and Rob Drake's going to tell him, you know what, we're a man short right now. There wasn't a third base up to appeal that call because Joe West isn't here. So all of a sudden here in the first inning, the 3-man crew becomes news. You saw Ruiz point to third base. There's no umpire at third right now. Sam Holbrook is at first. Or at second, excuse me, and Andy Fletcher's at first.
In fact, Polanco, now Kendrick, want to talk to that third base umpire as Manuel continues to bend the ear of Rob Drake. "50 years in baseball." Charlie's been through this a few times, hasn't he, FP?
Absolutely. And he thought Bryce Harper went. And he's asking for some help from the other two guys. But, you know, when you're a man down right now, I'm surprised that he's so upset. I mean, Charlie's a baseball lifer. He's been around the game a long time. When you're an umpire short, sometimes you don't get the view that a guy at third would have.
Well, you can make your own determination. Did he go through? The umpire said no. And Manuel's still steaming. I think he's been tossed out of the ballgame. Heading back to the Phillies clubhouse.
That's surprising.
He didn't last long, did he?
So Pete McCann, the bench coach for the Phillies, takes over as the manager.
So we're one umpire shy and we're one manager shy here in the first inning.
I'm just thinking that's a call that you get thrown out of the game for maybe in the 8th or 9th inning of a close baseball game, and you think the guy went with a 2-strike count and you think it's a strikeout, but on a 3-1 pitch just to get it to 3-2 maybe shows you how much Charlie Manuel thinks about Bryce Harper.
But the Nets have 2-1. One out here in the bottom of the first, and Jason Worth facing Kendrick.
And with all the fireworks going on, just another good at-bat from Bryce Harper, spitting on some borderline pitches, got himself into a hitting count. Got a 3-1 cutter on the inner half that he took. Good at bat.
And that's Harper's only second walk this year. Worth with a foul out of play down to the right. And boy, with the Phillies, Jason really went long ball a couple of years ago, but 27 homers, 36 home runs. You know he'd like to make a statement tonight against this club.
That might have been the first time that Jason Worth has been cheered in his first at-bat in this ballpark against the Phillies.
And the 0-2 pitch misses outside. 93 from Kendrick. Has lost his last 2 starts. Before that, 4 consecutive no-decision outings. Nationals with a runner at scoring position down at second, Lombardozzi. And Kendrick has the count even now at 2-2. One year ago, the Phillies were 19-9. The Nationals 14-15. A year later, 16-9 for the Nats. Philadelphia in 4th place, even up at 13-13. 2-2 to work. Bouncing ball to shortstop. Could be 2. On to second for 1. Back to first. Double play, and the Phillies escape. A little troubling situation. We head to the top of the second, scoreless in Washington. And this young man who just happens to be his son John, and John is 40 today. He's looking up and he's waving at us. Happy birthday, John.
Always in a good mood in the clubhouse every day.
Yep.
Doesn't walk by with me without asking me how my daughter's doing every single day. So happy birthday, John.
Well, let's take a look at the AT&T fact of the ball game today. Nats have won 7 of the first 8 series this season, which ties the best start in franchise history. 1979 Expos did the same thing.
Seems like a new day, a new record, going back all the way to the 70s with that one. But it took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks, won the National League West last year. And now they're facing the Phillies tonight, won the East. A couple of good tests.
Shane Victorino leads it off against Steven Strasburg, who is really on fire to start this ball game. He is hitless his last 16 at-bats against the Nationals. I beg your pardon, Hunter Pence. Victorino will follow. And then Lance Nixon, Ruiz, and Pete Orr. Hunter Pence, the old school guy, huh? FP, wearing those socks up high.
Yeah, he plays the game the right way. I like the way he chokes up on the bat. Plays hard every single night. For a power hitter to choke up that much, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, the 2-1 to Pence. Fastball for a strike. 98. Pence leads the ball club in hits with 26. Leads the team in go-ahead RBIs with 7 for the Phillies. Very dangerous hitter with runners in scoring position. Fouled out of play down to the right. Phillies as a team hitting only .256 this year. Well, Strasburg, a 2-2 count to Hunter Pence.
See if he goes back to the curveball right here. A good 98-mile-an-hour fastball in. Maybe he follows it up with a curveball away.
Set him up.
98 again. And we saw this in Los Angeles last time. You know, first couple of starts, Strasburg likes to get a feel for his off-speed early in the game. He'll go to his changeup, go to his curveball, so that when he needs it, maybe in a high-stress situation late in the game, he's got a good feel for it. But in Los Angeles, he was bringing the heat.
He is tied for 3rd in strikeouts in the National League. And he runs the count full to 3-2 against Pence. Top of the second, just underway here at Nationals Park. Bouncing ball to 3rd. Nice grab by Lombardozzi. And he's off the mark to Tracy. Pulled him off the bag, and Pence on.
Well, he got the hard part out of the way. He got an in-between hop right here. He did a nice job of picking this ball. See, that ball just kind of shot when it hit the dirt. He stayed with it. Just got a little underneath that throw, ran up the line. See, this is the hard part right here. You get the in-between hop. Now you just got to make a good throw. You see him right there, got underneath that. The ball sailed on him.
And Lombardozzi charged with an error on that play. So the Phillies have their first base runner of the ball game. But now Shane Victorino.
You know, over the years, you watch the Phillies play, you can't give them extra outs. This is a team that knows what to do when they get a base runner on or get somebody on by mistake. You give them extra outs, they'll make you pay.
Good numbers against the Nationals in his career. .278 batting average. Driven in 34 runs against Washington, 101 games. Pence has got a big lead off first base to count 1-1 to Shane Victorino. Nats tonight a game and a half up over Atlanta. Philadelphia 3.5 back. Victorino a couple of doubles. That's fouled back out of play. 12 driven in. And 5 home runs on the year.
Eight stolen bases too.
No Chase Utley, no Ryan Howard, no Cliff Lee. Utley not playing. He had the same problem you had at one time, huh?
Yeah, he's got that chondromalacia of the knee. It's kind of like crab meat underneath your kneecap. And I'll tell you what, I still feel it today. So every time you walk, every time you stop, every time you start, it's a sharp pain in your knee.
Like a meniscus type thing? Or worse than that?
Well, it's just something that nags. It doesn't go away, and the only thing that cures it is rest.
Well, all those guys on the
Nobody holding on. Pence, he just took off and he stole that one on Strasburg.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot last night with Ross Detweiler. He did a nice job of varying his tempo to home plate. And if you watch Hunter Pence right here, maybe Steven Strasburg got into a little bit of a rhythm. You want to see the best jump ever? He had 5 steps before Strasburg even went home. And sometimes that's better. Just go ahead and throw the pitch. You hear guys behind you yelling, step off. That's what the middle infielders are do. But if you step off right there, maybe you balk and you don't get the out. So finish the pitch, stole the base, now go after the next hitter.
20th stolen bases for the Phillies this year. And Strasburg misses outside to Victorino. 1-0 strikes with Pence in scoring position down at second base.
And Lance Nix is 4 for 9, 444 average with runners in scoring position this season.
Former national player. Good guy too, NFP.
Very good guy. He comes to the ballpark every day with his hard hat on and his lunch pail. First guy in the cage, last guy to leave.
Nix at 342 ever since he had a chance to play, and consistently really having the numbers.
And he's playing first base for the Phillies, and last year, if you remember, the Nationals put him at first. That's the first time since high school he had ever played first base. A pretty good pitch right there from Strasburg. Kinetic North America on the pitch track. The fastball in the black didn't get the call.
Nationals pitch track brought to you by Kinetic North America, providing world-class technology and responsive solutions to our government customers. Lance Nix started the season 0-7. Since that time, he's 13 for 31. And the count is even to Nix at 2-2.
You saw that graphic we put up there in the first inning with Strasburg. Pretty much fastball, changeup, occasional curveball to lefties. And that changeup he just threw to Lance Nix was nice. 89 miles an hour, excuse me, on the outer half. So used to saying 98, I almost said it for the changeup.
We get a foul back into the screen. Here at Nationals Park in his career, Lance at 250 batting average. He's hit 9 home runs, 22 driven in 65 games in his career in this ballpark. A pretty good number on the road trip for the Phillies, at 556 clip. 5 for 9. Will change up, and Strasburg strikes him out. And there's 2 down here in the Phillies second.
So Lance Nix in one at-bat sees all 3 pitches from Steven Strasburg. He saw the fastball at 98. He saw the changeup at 89 and this curveball at 80 miles an hour. Check out the late break. And that's when where you go back to the dugout and you tell your teammates, that just ain't fair.
Yeah. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, will face Strasburg. Hunter Pence down at second base. Ruiz comes in 329. Driven in 17 runs for the Phils, and he's hit 4 home runs. A shot to center. And Keel on the warning track brings it in. And the Phillies are retired here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. No score at Nationals Park. $10. Go to nationals.com/tickets. And I do suggest you do that right now, because this series is going to get better as the weekend rolls on. Tomorrow afternoon game and then Sunday night. And here, as we go to the bottom of the second with Tracy, Espinoza, and Ankiel to face Kendrick, the fans are still coming through the center field gates. Tracy comes in hitting just 120. And you think I was telling you a story, FP? There they are. Or there they were.
Just a great night for baseball. Nationals in first place. Packed house. Beautiful weather. Fans into it right from the get-go. We've seen some pretty good ball games this year. That game last Saturday in Los Angeles, maybe the best April game I've ever witnessed. Tonight has that same kind of electricity in the house.
Count is even at 1-1 to Chad Tracy. Well, don't you kind of get the feeling he is really due to break out?
Well, he's got some clutch hits. You know, his job is to come off the bench in the late innings, put the barrel on the baseball, and see what happens.
Like that. Line drive dropped by Rollins. Picks it up. Wide throw, and he's safe at first. Hustling down the line, Chad Tracy. And he beats it to the bag.
A good at-bat for Chad Tracy right there. So Lombardozzi had a sharp single in the first. Jason Worth hit that ball hard to shortstop, and this is a third hard-hit ball by the Nationals and just 5 hitters. Good hustle by Tracy right there. Rollins staying with it. I think he might have had a little more time than he thought. He could have set himself maybe even shuffled right there. You see Tracy not even in the picture right now.
And the official score is still waiting, FP. Base hitter and error.
I think they just put error up there. A good throw gets him. I mean, that ball was hit hard. Probably not a routine play for Rollins, but once he stopped the baseball, he had plenty of time to get up, take a couple of shuffles, and make a good throw. So that's probably why they gave that an error.
No Tracy at first base. In tonight for Adam LaRoche, still bothered by that right oblique strain, which is very uncomfortable to play with. And the 1-0. Outside.
See, Danny Espinoza got a missed count last night. He got into a 2-0 count late in the game, and he took a fastball right down the middle. And when you're struggling, sometimes you think too much to where you're almost guessing ball, guessing strike. I would love to see Danny Espinoza just let the throttle out right here on a fastball right down the middle.
Danny hitting 182 with a 1 homer, 2 driven in. Bouncing ball to first. Could be 2. Tags the bag. Fires to second. Rollins has to tag Tracy. He's out in the double play.
So got a cutter on the inner half, rolled over it, and Lance Nix, who normally doesn't play first base, picks up his shortstop right there with a nice 3-6 double play.
So just like that, 2 quick Nationals retired in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Ankiel, 1 for 3 with an RBI last night. He's driven in 4 for the year. 11 hits, 4 doubles. And a stolen base outside. 86 in the gun from Kyle Kendrick. As a starter, 0-2 with an ERA of 9 this year. Base hit for Ankiel. The Nationals' second of the ball game. STG inside the numbers. Find out why the government is turning to STG at STGinc.com. Kendrick's numbers: pitches per inning 18.6. First pitch zone 46% FP, and velocity 88.
Well, he's last in all those categories on the Phillies starter ranks, but you know, the guys he's going up against are pretty darn good.
Kendrick has never lost 3 consecutive games in his career. Nats would like to change that stat tonight. Jesus Flores doing the catching duties tonight. And Kendrick misses outside. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Scoreless ball game. Flores hitting .231. And the 1-0. A little something off that one, huh?
Change up right there, 81 miles an hour.
Flores did not play last night. Ramos was caught last night. In 6 starts this year, 6 for 24. Had that labrum surgery back in what, 2009 or 2010?
He's done a nice job this season so far. Limited starts, taking advantage of opportunity, and he's got one of those swings that's low maintenance swing. And what do I mean by that? He doesn't do a whole lot at the plate. Just a very short stride. His swing is very compact right to the baseball. And guys like that aren't timing guys. They don't have to see pitching every single day. You can start them every 4th or 5th day, and they're going to give you quality at bats.
Yeah, and the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Guys with leg kicks, guys that have a lot of movement in their swing, those are the guys that need to play every single day to see the 92, 95, see the velocity, get their timings right. But guys with simple approaches like Jesus Flores, they're able to sit around for 5 or 6 days and come up and give you a good quality at bat.
Ray and I saw you last night with the oversized catcher's mitt. Did you catch it all at one time?
I did one time.
And Keel takes off, and he is out at second base. Nice throw from Carlos Ruiz to nail him, and the Phillies out of the inning. We'll go to the top of the 3rd scoreless. Sideline report. Visit FCA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Let's go downstairs to Christina.
All right, thanks, Johnny. For all of you watching at home, I don't know if you've heard yet, but we're playing at Natitude Park tonight. That's where this game is going on. And earlier, Davey Johnson said, you know, I'm not sure about Natitude. I kind of have a hard time saying the word, but I will tell you, this team has an attitude. That's right. He said Steven Strasburg in particular, you know, he goes, I don't know if you can tell, but he takes things personally. That's his attitude, and it's a good thing. And when it comes to having the Phillies here, he said, you know, it's another opportunity for us to show off our stuff. Every time you go out, you have to prove if you're good or not. And even though he doesn't like to look at any game more important than the next, he says the measuring stick is a little bit more validated when you have the previous pennant winner in here. And what FP said earlier, Davey Johnson reiterated that you take back the park by winning ball games.
That's the truth. 11 times Eastern Division champions the last 5 years, of course, for the Phillies. Want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right, FP?
Absolutely. You just beat the NL West champions 2 out of 3. Now you have the Phillies in here. I think there's a lot of excitement in this town about baseball, first time in a long time. And how do you keep the fans excited? Just keep winning.
Well, Pete Orr played back here in 2008 and 09 with the Nationals. .222 batting average, 2 for 9 in 3 games against the Nats. And Orr at second base tonight for Philadelphia. No score. Strasburg delivers, and a bouncing ball to short. Espinoza and to Tracy, and there's one quick out.
Did a nice job of staying with that ball.
Looked like it almost bounced out of his hand or glove.
It kind of hit the side of the mound, carry him back. So he was playing that ball like it was going to go up the middle. He had to slow down a little bit, decelerate, took a funny hop at the end, and or can run. He had to get rid of it. Nice play. So it just kicks off the side of the mound. So that made Ian Desmond kind of redirect his feet a little bit. Little bobble right there. Stick with it. Nice.
Boy, outstanding camera work to show you that ball hit to Desmond. Kyle Kendrick not having a lot of success at the plate. He's been to the plate twice this year, fouled back out of play, struck out both times, only his third at bat. Kyle 0-2 on the year with a 6.59 earned run average. One away in the top of the third at Nationals Park, and Kendrick falls behind the count 1-2. Well, the Nationals rotation, FP, leads the major leagues. 203 earned run average. Strasburg now down to 105.
I mean, they've just been fantastic. You knew they were going to be good. You just didn't know they were going to be this good this soon. I mean, right out of the gate from day one. Absolutely dealing. It's just one guy that throws 95 after another, but I think the biggest part of it is their secondary pitches.
Well, Kendrick with a fly ball to Ankiel, easy out, and there's two quick outs to the top of the third. We'll take a look at the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races league leaders. Strasburg, Johnson, Pryor, Wood, Martinez, and Rick Ankiel.
Check this out. As a starter since when? 1921. That's crazy.
Don't say it.
The center fielder's right in there with the mix. How about that?
I wasn't there. Slots, tables, dining, the ultimate triple play at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Line drive to right field. Wirtz got it. The Phillies are down, and we go to the bottom of the third. Third inning. Don't forget the 5-game flex plans. You can ignite your attitude with Nationals. 5-game flex plans. Pick 4 games, get a 5th one free. All starts at $60. Ignite your attitude at nationals.com/flex. Some restrictions do apply.
See Kyle Kendrick right there. 31 pitches, 87% fastballs. He throws the cutter, he throws the sinker, so he will throw a lot of fastballs, but he's got a good changeup to go with it. He'll throw his changeup about 18% of the time.
No strikeouts tonight, 5 groundouts, no flyouts for Kendrick. So we head to the bottom of the third. Jesus Flores, who was at the plate when Ankiel got thrown out trying to steal second. Strasburg will follow. Then the top of the lineup, Ian Desmond. FP, before the ball game, Zimmerman was out there. Storen, of course, is in uniform. Michael Morse is in uniform, all rehabbing, and looks like maybe Ryan will be here maybe the first part of next week. Yeah, we'll see. He said maybe Sunday, probably Tuesday. Took 20 swings off the tee today. He said his arm felt good. He was taking ground balls at third, throwing across the infield. Looked fine in that regard. Flores with a long drive to left field. Drifting back is Juan Pierre to bring it down. Didn't quite get all of that one. When we talk about the injured, there they are. Zim, Morse, Storen, DeRosa, Chen-Ming Wong, Lidge, and Adam LaRoche joins the list now. And the Phillies could put their own list up, too. I mean, everybody's banged up in baseball. It's the teams that battle through it. They kind of tread water till they get their guys back. Those are the teams that have good seasons. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you in the big leagues. The schedule keeps coming. The games keep coming. And you just got to find a way to win baseball game until you get your horses back. Well, Strasburg has 2 base hits this year. That may be number 3. It goes right past Hunter Pence in right field. Strasburg chugging into second base with a stand-up double. And gets a standing ovation. How about that? And Hunter Pence was playing just a little bit too shallow. But that's where you play as a right fielder against a pitcher that's hitting right-handed. But Steven Strasburg right here gets a pitch up and just drives that ball to right. Probably the best hitting pitcher on the national staff. I know some guys in the clubhouse are probably going to get after me after I said that, but he's got a good swing, and you see the speed of Strasburg moving around first base for that double. Well, there's some big feet he's got to pick up and put down. I'll tell you what. They're going to get on him when he gets to that dugout, I guarantee you. Now back to the Nationals, top of the order. Desmond will step in. Grounded out the third his first time. It's a shot down the right field line. This time Pence can get it and quickly fires back in. And Strasburg will stay at second base. Hunter Pence doing his best Willie Mays impersonation right here. Going toward the fence, little basket catch. Nice play. So there's 2 down in the bottom of the third, and Strasburg staying out there at second base with the Nationals' 3rd hit of the evening. And Steve Lombardozzi, for the second time, has one of the Nationals' hits, a single to center. His first time up back in the first inning. I put exclamation points in my scorecard of hard hit baseballs, and right now the Nats have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hard hit baseballs out of 10 batters. Lombardozzi, if it stays fair, just fouled. Nice catch by the fan. Leaning out over the warning track to bring it down. That's kind of casual. Just leaning out over the fence. I can get that one. A little backhand grab. Yeah. Got the wrong kind of a shirt on, but that's all right. Fence was tested a little bit. You're right. No balls and a strike. The Lombardozzi. The 0-1 inside. And the count is 1-1. On deck is Bryce Harper for the 2nd straight game, hitting 3rd in Davey Johnson's lineup. After hitting 7th the first 4 ball games. Did you like his comment, FP, about I don't care where I hit, as long as I play? Absolutely. It's not like he's going to get pitched any different if he hits 7th or if he hits 6th or he hits 5th. I mean, so far he's shown that he can handle the fastball. He's done a nice job of hitting some balls hard on the off speed. Hasn't seen the results yet, but I mean, you can't hide that guy. It doesn't matter where he hits, and hopefully he has some protection with Worth behind him and some better hitters other than maybe the 8-hole guy or the pitcher, and he sees some more pitches. I like the fact that he's hitting 3rd. And the 2-1. Lombardozzi right up the middle. Base hit. Can Strasburg score? Bo Porter's going to hold him up at 3rd. So Lombardozzi 2 for 2 right up the middle. Well, that's just setting the stage for Bryce Harper. But there goes Lombardozzi again. And he's walking off first base right now. Thinking about going to second, but timeout is called. I'll tell you what, he does such a nice job of keeping it simple at the plate. Just a simple approach, gets his foot down early. And early on in the season, teams were having their way with Lombardozzi on the inner half of the plate. He's done a nice job of getting them on there, pulling some baseballs. And what happens when you do that? They go back to your strength. That's out over the plate. You see the results. Base hit up the middle. Well, Harper's numbers haven't changed. He walked in his first time up in the first. Hitting .375, 4 doubles, 3 driven in, 16 at bats, 17 now. And Kendrick delivers. Trying to get the outside part of the plate. He misses with a wall. So Lombardozzi at first. Strasburg down at third. Nationals' best threat of this early ball game. And Bryce Harper looking to drive in his 4th run, or 5th, or maybe 6th if he can really. Lombardozzi goes, bouncing ball down, foul, down past first base. STG inside the numbers. Find out why the government is turning to STG at stginc.com.
So he's digging the heater. 4 for 5 against the fastball, 2 for 11 against the off speed, but he's hit a couple of curveballs from left-handers hard, nothing to show for it. A couple of change-ups up the middle hard. And he's just seeing it big. It's that simple.
And the 1-1. Inside for ball 2.
Boy, if you're going to go in there, you better get it in there. And that's a good miss for Kendrick. Tried the front door sinker.
92. Throw back over to keep Lombardozzi close. And just talking to Bryce the few times that I have, and I know you have many times, FB, you just see what a terrific young guy. I mean, he's a stand-up. Religion is very important to him. Doing things the right way, very important to him. And just thankful to be at this level in the major leagues at his age.
Yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders. The difference between last year and this year, and you talk about 18 to 19.
Big.
All the national players say it. He just grew up so much in 1 year, and they love the guy.
And they're keeping Lombardozzi close. Kendrick obviously feeling he's going to try to get second.
Maybe he doesn't want to throw this 2-1 pitch to Bryce Harper.
Lombardozzi has no stolen bases yet this season. The 2-1 on the way to Bryce Harper. Outside for ball 3.
It's a perfect example of the kind of at-bats that Bryce Harper's had so far. I know it's early. I know it's a small sample size, but you're talking about somebody that's in the big leagues for the first time. They're amped up to drive in a run, and he's taking borderline pitches. So the command of the strike zone for this kid has just been unreal his first week in the big leagues.
And the 3-1. Harper walks for the second time, but the bases are loaded.
And the stage is set now for Jason Worth to do some damage against his old team. Just another quality major league at-bat from Bryce Harper.
So Strasburg at third, Lombardozzi out at second. Harper at first. Sacks are full for Worth.
I mean, Johnny, if I'm 19 years old in the big leagues, I'm swinging at the ball as soon as it comes out of your hand.
Yeah.
You could bounce it 5 times and I'm swinging at it. You could throw it over my head, I'm swinging at it. I mean, in front of 40,000 fans, you're playing your rival, first time up, calm, relaxed, mature, spitting on pitches that are borderline strikes.
That's what's amazing about this kid. Worth with the bases loaded. 2 out in the bottom of the third. Outfield shaded well straight away. There was a gap between center and right. And Kendrick misses on his first delivery to Jason Worth. 9 driven in, couple of home runs, 3 stolen bases. Rounded into a double play his first time up in the first. 6-4-3. Worth just trying to make contact. Pops it down the right field line, fouled out of play.
And with the way Strasburg's been pitching in this game so far, 36 pitches through 3 innings, 25 strikes. You just get the feeling if Jason Worth can get a base hit right here, score Strasburg, maybe get lucky enough to score Lombardozzi from second base, all of a sudden, the way he's pitching, that 2 runs or 1 run feels like 10.
Well, Jason Worth has 3 bases loaded RBI, which is more than 23 teams. So the stage is set. And again, Kendrick misses outside. And it's 2 balls and a strike. 3 for 10 of the current homestand. Had a base hit Tuesday, base hit Wednesday, base hit last night. Bases loaded. 2 balls and a strike to Worth. Chad Tracy on deck. Right down the pipe. And it's 2-2.
Well, that tells me that Jason Worth was sitting on something off speed. When you got the bases loaded and you get a 2-1 fastball right down the middle of the plate and you take it, he was looking for something else, something soft.
Scoreboard full of 2s, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Jason Worth might be the only guy in the National League that could reach that pitch. That was a cut fastball or a slider off the outer half of the plate, all the way in the left-hander's batter's box. And watch him just go extendo arms right here just to get a piece of it. You talk about tipping the ball off the very end of your bat. Staying alive, fighting.
Good at bat. Nationals threatening, scoreless ball game. Once again, the 2-2 from Kendrick. And a swing and a miss, and the inning's over. With the bases left loaded, we go to the top of the 4th. Nationals nothing, the Phillies nothing. There is a Strasburger coming for our broadcast booth.
It's big as a human head. $56. It'll feed a small family of 12, and you'll probably miss about 4 innings once you eat it. Let's go over a little game summary right now. Steve Lombardozzi 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Kyle Kendrick hasn't really fooled anybody yet. The Nats are all over him, haven't scored a run. Strasburg's been outstanding. 3 innings pitched, 3 Ks, a double in the 3rd. And let's check out the night so far that Steven Strasburg is having. The changeup right there to Rollins, a dandy, 89 miles an hour. Another changeup right there to Victorino. And look at the curveball to Lance Nix, right under his hands, almost unhittable. And then how about the offense? Hunter Pence played a little bit shallow. And you see the speed of Strasburg coming around first base for a nice double.
Feed a family of 12. Yeah, with a couple of mocha shakes, huh?
I mean, you miss half the game if you eat that thing.
Remember last year we were kind of hungry for milkshakes, FP, and somebody was knocking on the door, and from the Shack Shake, they brought a couple over. You want a Strasburger, do you?
No, thanks.
I can help you. So could the other 15 people up here help you eat that baby.
We could injure somebody if we dropped it out of the booth.
Juan Pierre fouled out to left his first time up against Steven. He was thrown 36 pitches, 25 strikes in the first 3 innings. We're in the Philadelphia top of the 4th. Scoreless ball game. Pierre came in hitting .324. This is his 17th start for the Phils this year. Trying to bunt his way on, fouls it off. Nobody has more stolen bases in the major leagues among the active players than this guy. 558.
And nobody works harder in the big leagues than that guy right there. Hours and hours in the cage honing his craft. He's what I like to call a hit collector. Finds a way to get hits.
Up the middle, first base hit of the ball game for the Phillies. And Juan Pierre starts things off with a base hit in the 4th.
Just a very simple swing, staying short right here. And 93-mile-an-hour changeup from Strasburg, right back up the middle. Now, how's your changeup? Oh, it's 93.
You're right. Now Polanco will face him for the second time, grounded to short. His first time up. And certainly Pierre a threat to go at first base, even though he's 34 now. And Strasburg going to make sure to keep him close. Juan Pierre this year has 4 stolen bases, been caught stealing twice.
He can still steal a base. You know, not as fast as he used to be, maybe a half a click slower. Yes. Guys at that age, Johnny, they know how to steal bases. They know how to pick up a tempo on the pitcher. They know maybe if they peak, they get off speed and get a better jump. So maybe when you get a little bit older in your career, you get smarter as a base runner, where maybe when you're younger, you just flat out run and you can outrun a bad jump because you're so fast. Now for Juan Pierre, it's more about getting the right pitch, having the right time from the pitcher to home plate, maybe find a catcher that doesn't throw as well as another, and all those things add up. Then you steal a base.
Grew up in Mobile, Alabama. Steals almost 75% of his bases that he attempts to steal. No score. The Phils have their first base hit. The Nationals have 4. And the count to Polanco was 1-1. Strasburg, 41 pitches. Earned run average now down at 103. As he tries to continue his unbeaten ways this year, winning his 3rd tonight, hopefully. A packed house tonight at Nationals Park. Great night for a ball game. Perfect conditions. You got 2 more chances to come out and join us tomorrow afternoon and then Sunday night. And it's a 2-1 count to the Philly third baseman.
And Polanco with a long look for the sign right there. And you're wondering, in a 2-1 count, tie ball game in the 4th, a guy like Strasburg on the mound, good runner at first base, strike throw on the mound, bat handler in the box if you go hit and run.
Wide drive into right behind Desmond, over his head, but he gets it before it dropped in. So Polanco is gone. This Day in History brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Make memories of your own this summertime. Book your vacation at OCOcean.com. Well, Polanco retired for the first out here in the 4th. Ground is officially broken on the Nationals' new ballpark in Southeast D.C., where we are tonight, May 4th. As you saw the numbers of 2006. Thank you.
It's a good yard. We like it.
You know what's great about this ballpark is all the development around this area, which 5, 6, 7 years ago, there wasn't much here. There's a long drive to left field, and that may be gone. It is. Into the left center field seats for Hunter Pence, a 2-run shot, and the Phillies lead it 2-0.
Pretty good swing by Hunter Pence. He got a curveball out over the plate. And we showed you the first time up how much he chokes up on the bat, but he still has a lot of power. Controls the barrel through the strike zone, stays through it, and that had the sound. It definitely had the distance. Put the Phillies ahead 2-0.
That's for Pence, home run number 4 this year. And RBIs 15 and 16. And Philadelphia with a 2-0 lead. Victorino tees off with a shot to center field, and Rick Ankiel able to run that one down. So the Phillies all of a sudden have P hitting the ball pretty hard.
Well, you start to wonder if maybe Steven Strasburg being on the base pass in the bottom of the third so long, being on his feet has affected him here. And Jesus Flores with a good trip to the mound right here. Going to tighten up his right-hander, tell him what he's seeing. And when you talk to the Nationals pitchers, when Flores goes out there, he usually has a message for you. He'll tell him if, you know, maybe you're tipping your pitches or you're flying open. He's a coach on the field. And those are 3 hard-hit balls in this inning by the Phillies off Strasburg.
First home run off Steven, I think, since 2010. August of 2010. And the National starting pitchers don't give up many home runs. That's what, number 8 on the year. With the entire pitching staff. But Philadelphia with a 2-0 lead. Bouncing ball, Lombardozzi got a tough play, throws on the run, got him. Barely got him at first base. But the Phillies put a 2 spot up in the top of the 4th. They lead 2-0 here in Washington. Is this the night that Teddy finally gets his first victory? Well, we're going to find out. The Geico's president raced down the stretch they come on this Kentucky Derby weekend, and no. Teddy remains winless. 2-2-1 for the Phillies. 0-4-1 for the Nationals. Hunter Pence did the damage with that 2-run homer with Juan Pierre aboard. And the Nationals try to even things up here in the 4th.
Only the 2nd home run ever hit by a right-hander against Steven Strasburg. And that's the first one given up by Strasburg since August 15th, 2010.
No balls and 2 strikes to Chad Tracy, leading off the Nationals' 4th inning. That's only the 8th home run all season long given up in the Nationals. The lowest in the major leagues. That gives Kendrick a little cushion to work with. Comes in high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The last guy he gave up a home run to? Adam LaRoche, his teammate right now.
LaRoche out of the lineup tonight. And Tracy going deep. And that ball is into the bullpen. Home run for Chad Tracy.
I'll tell you what, he's got some kind of pop when he gets fooled on off-speed stuff. He's able to keep his hands back, stay through the baseball. And that's one of those home runs Robin Ventura used to call a helium ball. Just got up in the air and kept carrying, kept carrying. And I'll tell you what, folks, on a warm night and a lot of people in the stands, the ball's carrying here at Nats Park.
That is Tracy's third home run in his career against Philadelphia pitching. His first as a National this year.
Check out the swing one more time. Excuse me, Johnny. You see the rotation, the curveball down. Look at that. I mean, that's some strength right there, right? Fooled, kept his hands back. A little extension right there. The bullpen is digging it. So are the fans. Nice answer by the Nationals after the Phillies scored 2 in the top of the 4th.
And it makes it a 2-1 ball game. Danny Espinosa hit into a double play his first time up in the second inning. Nats have now racked out 5 hits to Philadelphia's 2. And it's a 1-1 count to Danny Espinosa. Hitting from the left side.
Espinosa didn't like the call right there. Kendrick with a 2-seam fastball. He started it right at him, ran it back over the corner.
Kendrick now with 58 pitches in the game, 32 of them strikes. Yeah, the 1-2 to Danny. Bouncing ball up the middle. Can it go through? Nice grab by Orr, but he can't make the play. Deep behind the bag at second base. And the Nats have got their first 2 runners, a homer from Tracy and Espinosa on to lead off this 4th inning. Orr out of his glove.
He needs a feel-good hit right there. And I was wondering if Pete Orr fields that ball cleanly. Is he still going to get Danny Espinosa at first base? And that's one of those where as a hitter when you're struggling, yeah, take a peek at the scoreboard.
So that's an error on Pete Orr.
I think they scored it a hit, Johnny.
You're right, they just did.
So that is a feel-good hit for Danny Espinosa. Right now he's standing on first base, and he feels like he went 4 for 4.
Well, Danny's been having a tough time of late. Maybe that's all he needs to kind of get out of things. And Keel a bouncer in the hole. That's a base hit. Espinosa holding up at second base. Remember, we have a 3-man umpiring crew, so the home plate umpire, Rob Drake, down to cover third just in case there's a play there. With Jim West out ill tonight. Nice sweet swing from Rick Ankiel.
Yeah, using the hole at first, created by the base hit by Danny Espinosa. And all of a sudden, the Nats have 3 hits in a row. A home run by Tracy, a base hit by Espinosa. And Rick Ankiel follows, so good teams answer, and right now the Nats are in the middle of answering the 2 the Phillies scored in the top of the inning.
And there's nobody out in the 4th inning. Nationals now 7 base hits. And Jesus Flores with a fly to left his first time up. Looking for his 3rd RBI of the season. Kyle Kendrick in deep hot water, fouled off to the right, out of play. Flores against the Phillies in his career has driven in 13 runs. Espinosa at second and Keel at first. Nobody down. Foul back toward the Philly dugout, out of play. Espinosa down at second. Rick Ankiel at first. That's trying to tie this baby up or maybe take the lead in this inning. What's Flores looking for, FP, in an 0-2 count?
Well, you're just looking fastball and you're adjusting. As a hitter with 2 strikes, you get in the box, you have to respect a fastball. You just adjust to the off speed.
Here's the 0-2. Up the middle line drive. Victorino drifting back. He'll get it. And tagging at second, Espinosa makes it safely down to third. So Flores did his job. He got Espy over. Runners on the corners with 2 out. With 1 out.
That is the 10th hard hit ball by the Nationals off Kyle Kendrick in this baseball game. Nice job of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. That ball was scorched. Espinosa doing a nice job of reading that Victorino was under it, advances to third base, and now he got double Strasburg up in the box.
Bo Porter with a word for the Nationals pitcher. The conference on the mound for the Phillies.
Now the play I like here, and maybe that's why Rich Doobie is out to the mound right now for the Phillies, is you bunt the ball hard to the third baseman, so you bunt it hard to Polanco. Espinosa follows Polanco down the line, and usually Rollins has to cover second base on this because of the runner on first. You follow the third baseman down. As soon as he throws the ball to first base, you just advance to home. So wherever he fields the bunt, you're trailing him down the line. If he looks you back, everybody's safe. The only way to defend it is if the shortstop goes back door behind third, but they never do that.
Yep.
So you bunt the ball hard to the third baseman right here, and Espinosa reads it after Polanco makes the play. Or you just let double swing away.
And Polanco on the infield grass at third. Espinosa takes a short lead off third. And Strasburg takes inside and high for ball 1.
That's a great shot, guys. You see Jimmy Rollins going to the bag at second. So for Strasburg, bunt it to Polanco. And Bo Porter telling Danny Espinosa right now, if he fields the ball, just follow him down the line.
Strasburg's average jumping up from 200 to 273 with that double in the third inning.
It's a big AB.
You're not kidding.
73 points
in one at bat. This is a bigger at bat. Got a chance to tie the ball game. Danny Espinosa third and Keel at first. And they're going to fake the throw to third.
And that's just to see if Strasburg was going to square. That's all that was about. You go third to first right there, and all the coaches for the Phillies' eyes were on Steven Strasburg to see if he was going to tip off that he was going to bunt or not.
And Keel with the lead off first. Polanco faking like he's going back to third. And Strasburg swinging away.
Now, he's a good athlete. He can handle the bat. And we've seen Davey Johnson put on a hit and run, I think, with Edwin Jackson this year. So he's not afraid to start a runner with his pitchers up, especially a guy like Strasburg that can handle the bat.
Yeah, Jackson hit a shot past the third baseman when he was coming in, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Remember that? Phillies with a 2-1 lead. Here's the 1-1. 1 out. And Strasburg falls behind 1-2. Kendrick's been in hot water more than one occasion tonight, and able to pitch his way out of it. And he misses outside and low with a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the breaking ball is what he hit last time up. Kyle Kendrick hung a curveball to Strasburg. He stayed on it, hit it to right center field for a double, and you watched right here, he's going all fastballs. See if he goes fastball one more time.
Ball pops out of Ruiz's glove. Foul tip. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the more pitches you see as a pitcher, when you hit once every 5 days, the more the odds swing in your favor.
We've seen a couple of good pitching gems last night from Russ Detweiler. Lewis first 6 innings, and tonight Strasburg. Here's Kendrick's delivery. And down on strikes. Goes Steven with the second out of the inning. Well, you can take the Nationals with you all season long. Subscribe to MLB.com today. See every Nationals out-of-market game live, online, and on your favorite devices in HD. Visit Nationals.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Johnny Holiday and FP Santangelo with you tonight from Nationals Park. Bob is off for the weekend, with his daughter graduating from Oklahoma State. Now it's up to Ian Desmond, with the runners on the corner and 2 out. Desi 0 for 2, ground out to third, a foul out to right. And a nice running grab by Pence in foul territory. And Espinosa fouls it off to the left.
Good pitch by Kendrick right there.
Very good pitch.
Saw Carlos Ruiz set up down and in. They went with a two-seam fastball, and I don't know that he wanted to throw it for a strike. He wanted to miss off the plate in, and he did. Because Ruiz wasn't even setting up on the plate. And usually with the two-seam fastball, if a catcher sets up off the plate, he wants it as a ball on the right-handed hitter's hands.
Danny with a 4-game hitting streak going for, rather Ian, a 4-game hitting streak. Way out in front in that one. And it's 0-2.
And that pitch was a product of the first pitch. You go two-seam fastball in. Desmond kind of got handcuffed on the fastball. So what do you do as a hitter? You cheat for that same pitch, and you get a curveball in the outer half, and you can't get to it.
So Kendrick ahead in the count 0-2. Line drive to right to Hunter Pence. Another hard hit ball, FP. And the Nationals do put up one. We go to the top of the 5th, and the Phils lead it 2-1. Network, AT&T, rethink possible. And by Burger King, a proud sponsor of Nationals baseball. Nats have left 6 on the bases in 4 innings. Philadelphia has left 1 on. And Philly with a 2-1 lead as we go to the 6th inning. Or 5th inning. Ruiz and Orr and Kendrick will face Steven Strasburg. And first time up, Ruiz with a fly to center.
He smoked it deep to center field. He might be the Phillies' hottest hitter.
329. He smokes that one down the left field line, deep in the seats, foul.
Coming off that game in Atlanta where the Braves won 15-13. He had 7 RBI in that game. That set a club record. He became the first catcher in Phillies history to collect 7 RBIs since that became an official stat in 1920.
And that's a long drive to center field, and it's gone. Carlos Ruiz with his 5th home run of the season. And the Phillies lead it 3-1.
He is absolutely locked in.
No, you said it, FP. Maybe the hottest hitter on the team. So Pence homers in the 4th. Ruiz goes deep in the 5th. Look at this.
And stayed inside that ball nice. Did you see it run back to the inner half of the plate? He got his hands inside of it, barreled it up, and went to the deepest part of the ballpark.
And Philadelphia with a 3-1 lead now. RBI number 18 for the Philly catcher. And the Phillies only have 3 base hits, but 2 of them home runs. Pete Orr with a ground out to short his first time up. And the count to Orr, the former National, 1-1, 2-1. Well, so far, FP, not like the Nationals haven't had their opportunities. They sure have.
Well, they stranded 7 runners so far, but they've had some good at-bats, and Davy Johnson's got to be like what he's seeing from his hitters tonight. They're just looking for that big knock.
Kyle Kendrick in the on-deck circle. And Pete Orr will take a call strike in the outside corner, 3-2.
Nissan on the pitch track. Where is it? Ooh, clearly a strike.
Clearly. Nissan pitch track, Big Tent, tremendous savings at Nissan's National Tent event. Bouncing ball to Tracy, fires to Strasburg, and just barely got him. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer today.
A pretty good play right there by Chad Tracy. Got caught on the in-between hop. The ball had a little extra gear to it with the top spin. Look at that. Get in front of it, glove it, good feed to Strasburg, covered.
And Strauss really, Orr showing some good speed, had to get over there in a hurry.
Yeah, I see him with a couple of, ooh, that was closer than I thought originally. It looks like Strasburg started, then stopped, then started again once Tracy made the play finally.
Lombardozzi across the diamond to Tracy, and there's 2 outs. After the leadoff homer by Ruiz. Well, the Phillies tomorrow afternoon here in Masson at HD. Then on Sunday night, ESPN has the broadcast. The Nats on the road at Pittsburgh on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 7 o'clock start time. And here at Nationals Park tonight, the Nats taking back the ballpark with their Natitude. And it's a 3-1 ball game. Back to the top of the Philly order, Jimmy Rollins with a strikeout in the first and a fly to right into third. And Rollins way out in front in that swing.
What is it, the changeup right there? But that changeup had great 2-seam movement on it. Started out over the plate and ended up in the right-hander's batter's box. Maybe the best pitch all night from Strasburg.
You mentioned about the changeup, FP. I mean, if you're a batter standing in there, he's throwing 95, 96, 97, comes back with a changeup, which is not much less than the fastball. You guys are guessing a lot of times, aren't they? You got to be.
Well, you got to be on the fastball. That's what you're looking for as a hitter. I think the one single he gave up to Juan Pierre, he threw the changeup a little bit too hard. It was 93 miles an hour, but that was a good changeup right there at 90.
When he gets Rollins for the second time tonight, the Nats on the way. Lombardozzi, Harper, and Worth in the 5th.
I'm standing here with the COO of the Nationals here tonight. It's Natitude Park. Andy Pfeffer, you have to be happy with the amount of Natitude in the park tonight.
I can't be any prouder to be a Washingtonian tonight. Our fans knew how important this was. They rose up and showed up like no one thought they would. This is a great sports town. This crowd is part of the Nationals family. They're part of what we're growing up together, and you see it tonight. We're coming of age as a team and as a crowd. For all those people who doubted that our fans wouldn't show up, I never had a doubt.
An unbelievable atmosphere on a Friday night, and we're not done. We got 2 more games after this, right? Saturday, Sunday?
Two great games Saturday and Sunday, and this is just a preview of what it's going to be like this season. I think our fans are going to be a big part of our success this year.
All right.
Thank you to the fans of Washington.
All right, thanks for joining us. Back to you, Johnny.
Thank you very much, Christina. Philadelphia 3, Washington 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lombardozzi leads it off. And Bryce Harper for the 3rd time. He's walked his previous 2 times up, and then Jason Worth. Andy Pfeffer's got to be proud, and the entire Nationals organization at P, for making sure they understand these fans in Washington. You can't let the opposition come in like the Phillies and take over your ballpark. Unacceptable.
Well, I'm sure if you ask them, they're more proud of their team and what they've done this season between the lines.
Absolutely. That's down by 2 thanks to 2 Philadelphia home runs. Bouncer to second. Bobbled momentarily by Orr. Fires to first, and there's 1 quick out. And Bryce Harper will step in for the 3rd time tonight against Kyle Kendrick.
And it's almost like in the pre-series meeting, the Philadelphia Phillies circled Bryce Harper as the guy not to beat him. He's walked twice tonight. Hasn't really seen a pitch to hit. He's fouled a couple of pitches off, but almost like they're pitching around him to get to Jason Worth. Let's see what they do right here, up by 2.
One thing about Harper, he goes up there cutting, doesn't he?
I've never seen anybody in baseball take such a violent swing but be so balanced after the swing. Usually when guys swing that hard, they're falling all over the place, maybe across the plate. But he's under control with a violent swing.
And the 19-year-old finds himself facing 1-1 count now from Kendrick. In place of Cliff Lee in that DL list for the Phillies. Another shot almost took Trent Jewett's head off down coaching first base.
I mean, that was shot out of a cannon. A ball off his bat just makes a different sound. It's a different velocity.
You're right.
It's almost like he's using an aluminum bat and everybody else is using wood.
Yeah, the 1-2 on the way. 1 out here in the 5th inning. This is outside. Kendrick has allowed 3 runs or less in 10 of his last 11 starts, despite his 0-2 record this year and his high ERA of 6.59. Lost his last 2 starts.
That's a good take. Wow.
Good take.
So here he is in a 3-2 count again. Crowd getting into it a little bit.
In batting practice, the Philly players on the dugout steps watching him take batting practice. That's out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And that's happened so far everywhere that he's been this year. The Dodgers,
saw it in LA, didn't you?
Dodgers watched him hit. Diamondbacks watched him hit. Mark Grace leaning up against the cage, the fine color analyst for the Diamondbacks. His first day in here, everybody wants to see the kid.
And the kid pops it high, and Polanco may have a play on this, and he does. And Bryce retired for the first time after 2-3 passes. Let's take a look at our PNC Minor League report for solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Paul Demney, the right-hander at Harrisburg, 22 years of age, 6'3", 220. Went 6 last night, allowed 2 earned runs, only has allowed 1 home run in 6 starts this season. Our congratulations to Paul up in Harrisburg. Now Jason Worth bounced into a double play and also struck out with the bases loaded. 4th, hitting .270 now. 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. And the 0-1. Fly ball to left field. In comes Pierre. He'll have this one, and it's an easy 1-2-3 for Kyle Kendrick. He'll go to the top of the 6th inning with his ball club up 3-1. W.B. Mason. Johnny Holiday, F.P. Santangelo with you. The Phillies with 3 runs and 3 hits. But 2 are home runs. 1 from Hunter Pence, 1 from Carlos Ruiz. Nobody else has done much against Steven Strasburg tonight, but those 2 home runs, the difference in this game. Pence a 2-run shot. Juan Pierre the single and scored a run, and that's it. But timely hitting for Philadelphia.
And pitch count is low. 60 pitches, 70% fastball, 30% changeup and curve.
Juan Pierre leads off for the Phillies here in the top of the 6th. Coming to town tonight, fresh off that 4-0 win over the Braves yesterday in Atlanta. And a check swing. Third base umpire Randy Fletcher says he did not go. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to the Phillies left fielder. Pierre always a threat to steal when he gets on. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Bouncing ball to Tracy. And it's foul. Pepe, what's the prognosis on LaRoche coming back?
Well, he strained his oblique, so those things can be kind of tricky. If you strain it, maybe you're back in a few days, but if you pull it, you're out for at least a month. You sit around. One of the most painful injuries I ever had when I pulled my oblique, so it's something you don't want to mess with, especially with all the injuries the Nationals hitters have.
Let's go downstairs. Christina has a little more on the update on Adam LaRoche.
Yeah, he was swinging the bat a little bit today, Johnny, and he was at 30%, according to Davey Johnson. He is speculating, though, that he's not going to have to go on the DL. He's hoping that that's the case, but still feeling a little soreness today when he was taking some swings. So I think it's just a couple more days until we have a better idea of what's really going on.
Well, Bryce Harper almost made a sensational catch. And the fans respond. You can see him pound his fist in the dirt after the ball popped out of his glove. Watch this long run and great attempt to snag it.
Well, that's what we've grown to like about Bryce Harper. Maybe more than all the other things is the way he plays all out every single game. Look at the effort right there, sliding on the dirt, excuse me. And he went a long way to get to that baseball. I didn't think he had a shot.
And Juan Pierre draws a walk. And that's the first base on balls he's given up all night.
And look how far he had to go for this. Long run in foul territory. You feel the dirt under your feet. Good effort. He just couldn't hold on. He got it right there, and then when he goes into his slide, it just rolls out of his glove.
And that's what you like, the nice reaction at the end there, FP. Not happy. He thought he should have had that ball.
Absolutely.
Well, Philly third baseman Placido Polanco steps in. He's 0 for 2, grounded to short and popped out to short. Phillies 3 and the Nationals 1. We're in the top of the 6th inning at Nationals Park. And a terrific Friday night crowd on hand. In there for a strike.
And that's what Strasburg's done so well this year. When he's behind in the count, maybe even 0-0 first pitch, drop that curveball in for a strike. A lot of times when you're a power pitcher, it's hard to throw that curveball for a strike because most of the time it's his 2-strike out pitch. He throws it so hard it's never a strike. But he's got such good touch and feel for that pitch, he can still strike one with it anytime.
Well, Pierre down at first base. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Polanco. They're looking for his first home run of the year. Ball catches the outside corner. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last Saturday, no decision for Strasburg against the Dodgers. In that 10-inning 4-3 loss. That's foul back in the stands. Of all the Phillies to face Steven Strasburg, only Polanco and Pierre have touched him for base hits. That's the first time he pitched against them in Philadelphia, August 21st, back in 2010. The night he, unfortunately, we'll all remember, hurt his arm. Nice snap by Flores outside.
And something else you don't always see with a power pitcher. Usually guys that throw upper 90s, they're not quick to the plate. Strasburg's done a nice job right here with Pierre on first base of speeding up his delivery, going slide step on him, and he still has the same velocity, 95, 96. Usually power pitchers don't care. They're going to get back up on their back leg with a big leg kick and let it fly, but he's doing a nice job of varying his time to the plate.
Well, there goes Pierre. And Polanco, trying to protect him, swung late. Pierre had that base stolen.
And the one thing I would say about Strasburg is he might be getting into a little pattern, even though he's quick to the plate. We talked about it a lot last night in the game against the Diamondbacks, to where if you get into a pattern as a base runner, you count in your head 1001, 1002, he goes to the plate. 1001, 1002, he goes to the plate. And the jump that Hunter Pence had early in the game and the jump that Juan Pierre had right there tells me that they got something on his tempo.
And you saw the look on Steve McCatty's face. He's aware of that as well. And Strasburg comes inside to Polanco and runs the count full at 3-2. Now, Juan Pierre does have 4 stolen bases.
We should be running right here. 3-2 count. Contact guy at the plate.
8th pitch of this bat. There goes Pierre. Line drive to right. Worth will play it. Could be a double play. Goes to Tracy, and they doubled it off.
And that was huge, and I don't think Juan Pierre found the baseball. Usually on a 3-2 count, you're not trying to steal the base. You're kind of just starting right here. And he's looking in, and I don't know why he didn't hustle back right when he heard the contact. As a base runner, if you're looking in and you see the ball up off the bat, you put on the brakes, you try to get back.
I think especially since Worth was coming into the ball.
And maybe up by 2, he was just going to take a gamble right there that ball drops.
Well, the gamble failed. Long drive to right center. And Worth's got it, and the inning is over. Nice pitching by Strasburg. Heads up throw from Worth to Tracy, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Nationals need some runs.
It's time for a game summary. And it's been all about the home runs tonight. Hunter Pence, 2-run home run, his 4th of the year. Chad Tracy, his first tater of the year, down into the right field bullpen. And Carlos Ruiz followed. See Hunter Pence right there getting a curveball out over the plate from Strasburg. A little extension. Chad Tracy, same thing. Got full, kept his hands back. A little extension. And Carlos Ruiz, maybe the hottest hitter on the planet, gets a fastball belt high and goes off the ambulance in center field. So 3 taters tonight. All hit well.
Did you pick up the extension up in Canada?
Yeah.
Playing for Montreal?
Yeah, it's French.
Yeah.
For extension.
Je m'appelle Jean-Di. FP. Well, Kyle Kendrick's night is over. And the left-hander Joe Savory comes on in the 6th inning.
He's a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, change. His fastball run up there in the low 90s.
Chad Tracy homered his last time up. Will count for the only Washington run tonight. Hits it opposite field. And Juan Pierre has a beat on it. There's 1 quick out. 1 pitch, 1 down. Danny Espinosa, Rick Ankiel to follow. Lombardozzi's got a couple of hits. Tracy 1, Espinosa 1, 2 for Ankiel and 1 for Steven Strasburg. And big double by Steven in the 3rd inning. As the Nats have out hit. In fact, doubled up the hits over the Phillies, 7-3, more than doubled up. Each team 1 error. Espinosa bounced into a double play and singled to center in his last time up. Joe Savory was recalled from Lehigh Valley. Allowed only 2 hits and 20 at-bats this season. First time he's ever faced the Nationals. And first time he's pitched in this ballpark.
And Tom Gorzolani getting lubed up in the Nats bullpen.
Well, Kendrick did his job for 5 innings. Denying the Nationals the 7 hits and the 1 run. And the count is 2-1 to Danny Espinosa.
Jose Contreras getting loose in the Phillies bullpen.
And the count goes to 2-2. Nats have won. In fact, the franchise has beaten the Phillies 6 straight times since back in 1989. When they were in Montreal, they actually won 8 in a row. Breaking ball, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Espinosa.
And Davey Johnson just looking for base runners any way he can get them right now. The ballpark's playing small tonight. All of a sudden, you're in the Phillies bullpen.
Rick Ankiel is on deck, then Jesus Flores.
And Rick Ankiel having a nice night tonight. A couple of singles, both hit hard.
Espinosa more successful hitting from the right side than the left side. And he takes ball 4. Well, you said about base runners, that's what the Nats are looking for. So Espinosa draws a walk. Next Medley postgame concert coming up June 2nd, 4 o'clock after the Braves game. Free postgame concert. Tickets starting at $10. Go to nationals.com/concerts. That's one of 3 postgame concerts coming up for the year. We'd like to have some fireworks coming up tonight with a win tonight over Philadelphia. Breaking ball outside, catches the outside part of the plate, and it's 0-1 to Ankiel.
And you would think Contreras is up to face Jesus Flores, so this might be the last hitter for Savory.
And Contreras has had his troubles, hasn't he? He's been knocked around pretty good. Allowed 6 earned runs in 2 appearances.
1-1 with Rick Ankiel at the plate. Jesus Flores on deck. And Gorzolani working in that Nationals bullpen. Joe Sabry delivers. He misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Sabry in the spring was 1-1 with a 3.48 for the Phillies. Left-handed hitters against him 0 for 6 this year. And Keel trying to get the first base hit as a left-hander against this reliever.
He got a slider, got himself into a 2-1 count, and I would have missed that by a mile too. I'm sitting fastball all the way right there. He pulled the string and he was out front.
And the count is 2-2. When you go back to Sabry's career in the major leagues, which hasn't been that long, he has yet to give up a base hit to a left-handed batter. Popped out a play down to the left. Count remains 2-2.
I see you working, Johnny.
Well, if you're wearing that suit, I'm working. I see you got your 4 milkshakes from the Shake Shack, huh?
Yeah, they give us every flavor they have.
I was going to say. Will the Strasburger be next? Breaking ball, and Keel, a shot in the gap. And that ball is gone off the wall. Holding up at third. Bo Porter stopping. Espinosa and Keel on with a stand-up double. Missed a home run by a couple of feet.
Great at-bat right there by Rick Ankiel. And Johnny, that's all you right there, saying he hasn't given up a hit to a lefty.
There you go.
Putting the jinx on him. How about Ankiel? Getting that cutter down and away, staying on it. And he just misses, tying this game up by a couple of feet. Anytime he's going that way hard, he's locked in. That's a good at-bat. And that'll do it for Sabry.
Well, the Nationals now with runners at second and third with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Now the UPS store call to the bullpen. This call to the bullpen packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. The Nationals threatening. We'll find out how they do in a moment. Miller Lite. Jose Contreras comes on for the Phillies. And Roger Bernardino swinging a bat down to the on-deck circle for the Nationals. But before he strides to the plate, Jesus Flores will come up.
And Contreras is a starter. He used to be a 6-pitch guy. Now, as a reliever, he's a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, split. And fastball run up there in the low 90s. Got a good slider to go with it, and he doesn't throw the split that much, just 5% of the time.
3 appearances have been scoreless, with 3 strikeouts, and the other one 6 earned runs in a combined 1 inning in 2 appearances. And some hot water now, relieving Joe Savory. And Flores takes the first pitch for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third, and Espinoza and Ankiel. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Nationals trailing it by 2.
And Flores has a chance to tie this game up and get Strasburg off the hook all in one swing.
There's the swing and a high fly to center field. That's playable for Shane Victorino. Espinoza tagging at third. He will come home and score standing up, and it's a 1-run game, and Ankiel holds at second. So Jesus gets the job done, FP.
A good at-bat. RBI situation. Use the big part of the ballpark. Let the ball get deep and drive it up the middle. It's good hitting. All of a sudden, you got yourself a 1-run game.
And Flores has his 3rd RBI of the season. Here at the nation's capital, just a little after 9 o'clock. Johnny Holiday in for Bob Carpenter this weekend, along with FP Santangelo, Christina Acra down in the field. And we got a whale of a ball game. 3-2 in that sacrifice fly from Jesus Flores. And Keel down at second. And Roger Bernardino will pinch hit for Steven Strasburg. And Contreras to live and hits it. Nailed it.
You sit around a big league game for a couple of hours, you get up there and pinch hit, and that's how you're welcomed. Fastball right off the leg, and that did not feel good. That might have got him in the knee. And that's probably the worst place you can get hit in your leg. You get hit in that kneecap or right around that area, it'll make you sick to your stomach. You'll see stars. Check it out one more time. Where'd it get him? He's trying to get out of the way. See that? That's a great shot, guys. That's a cutter right off the knee.
Yo, oof.
Right below the knee, maybe the shin, but that does not feel good. There's no meat there. There's no fat at all. There's no fat at all on Roger Bernardino anywhere.
You're right. Roger wants to go down to first base.
He's a gamer. Doesn't surprise me.
And what a terrific young man he is, too. So Bernardino's going to stay in the ball game, despite taking that pitch off the knee or below the right knee. Now to run a little bit and see if he's okay, which apparently he is. Tough guy, oh, FP.
Yeah, that one always makes me wince. I got hit by pitches tons in my career, and I actually broke my kneecap on a hit by pitch similar to that one time in New York. Played the rest of the game and ended up having surgery on it in the offseason. So anytime you see a guy get hit right in the knee, not a good thing, but it looks like Bernardino's okay.
And at the top of the lineup, a diving grab at shortstop. And now they got Ankiel caught off third base. He turned the bag. Probably had no idea Rollins could make that play. And Ankiel caught off third to end the inning. He had to figure there's no way Rollins can make it. He makes a whale of a play, heads up play at third, and the inning's over.
show you maybe what he should have done. You know, it's an aggressive mistake. He's hustling, thinking about tying the game up. But watch right here. As a base runner, stop it, guys. Good job. You got to look at Jimmy Rollins. So you got to look right there, roll your head a little bit, and see that he's making a dive and play. So if Hank Keel rolls his head and sees Rollins diving, he just puts on the brakes, simply goes into third base, and the inning's still going. But he failed to look at Rollins making the dive and play. He was assuming that ball was through. He was thinking about tying the game up. So you can't fault a guy for an aggressive mistake, but it's all you have to do as a base runner right there is roll your head, look to the plate toward the outfield. You see Rollins diving, you just put on the brakes.
And you got to credit Jimmy Rollins for a whale of a play, don't you?
Great play. I mean, you know Jimmy Rollins has a lot of range, and he can get to balls a lot of shortstops can't.
May not be hitting the ball the way he used to this year anyhow, but he can still play short. Shane Victorino leads off for the Phillies. And Tom Dorzolani on for the Nationals, giving up 15 hits, 11 and 2/3 innings, 8 earned runs, walked 5 and struck out 6. Victorino with a strikeout in the second, flying out to center. There's a line drive to center. First pitch, base hit for Shane Victorino, his first of the night. Leads off the Philadelphia 7th. Phillies hanging on to a 3-2 lead despite only 4 base hits off of Steven Strasburg, or 3 off Strasburg, now 1 off Dorzolani. Steven went 6 innings, gave up the 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. And Ty Wigginton will be the Philadelphia pinch hitter. Dorzolani delivers and misses inside for ball 1. Three, 4-1 for Philadelphia, 2, 9-1 for the Nationals. 9 base hits in the ballgame. He'll change up and he's way out front. And it's 1-1.
I mean, Dorzolani, a lot like Contreras. As a starter, he was a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, curveball, change. But as a reliever, he's ditched the curveball, so he's just fastball, slider, change. 3-pitch guy. Fastball be in the low 90s.
$34,377 on hand for this game tonight. Wigginton tied his career high at 4 driven in against the Mets last month. Against the Nationals, 4 RBIs in 7 games and a home run. Dorzolani ahead in the count, 1-2. Now it's even up at 2-2, 92 from Dorzolani. Not a lot of success for Wigginton here in Nationals Park, a 171 batting average.
And Shane Victorino going with a one-way lead off of Tom Dorzolani. He's getting out there pretty far. And his one-way is back to first.
And the toss back, and he's back safely.
And the reason you do that, we talked about it last night, is he gets a left-hander. You get as far out there as you can get without getting picked off on a step-off. And the reason why you go one-way lead back to first is you're trying to draw a throw so you can pick something up on the move. And then once you have the move, then you kind of shorten up a little bit and go.
Breaking ball inside, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ty Wigginton.
And the kind of move you want to see as a base runner is his A move. Lefties will give you a B move, a C move sometimes. But the reason you get out there far and you're going back to the base is you want to see their best move. And once you see their best move, you do homework off of that. And then you got a good read on them if you want to steal a base.
And a call, 3rd strike. Nice pitch from Tom Dorzolani. Wigginton's gone.
Nissan on the pitch track. Let's check it out one more time. Good pitch by Dorzolani. A little slider on the inner half of the plate. 85 miles an hour. Just caught the front corner.
That's Dorzolani's first strikeout in the 2 batters he's faced. He's got Victorino at first after the base hit. And now the catcher Carlos Ruiz homered in the 5th inning. His 5th of the year.
Be careful right here. Hot hitter.
You're not kidding. You said that the last time, and he went deep.
Well, you talk to Phillies people, the ball scoots away from Chad Tracy right there about Carlos Ruiz. They'll tell you, a good hitter, but what he cares most about is what fingers he puts down during a game. I mean, he'd get 3 hits, and if they lose and his pitchers give up runs, he's more worried about the game that he called than the hits that he gets. The guy cares.
And Gorzolani throws it away off the glove of Tracy, and down to second base safely goes Victorino.
And that's the step-off move I was talking about right here, and it gets away from Gorzolani. He just slings it from the hip, and there's nothing Chad Tracy can do about that. Trying to go across the runner, Victorino, so it's a good example of a base stealer getting in a pitcher's head. Victorino with 8 stolen bases this year, going back and forth. Gorzolani, look at him, maybe concerned a little bit too much about him, threw the ball away.
And the Nats have now committed their second error of the ball game. And that puts a Philly in scoring position down at second base. And Shane Victorino. Gorzolani delivers to Ruiz, and it's fouled out of play off to the right. When you talk about Ruiz behind the plate, FP, last year finished with the best catcher's earned run average in Major League Baseball. That's how much he takes seriously catching.
Well, he's got a little something to work with every day out there.
Yeah.
But he's
or he did last year.
12 for his last 26 with 3 home runs.
He's 1 for 2. The fly to center, and the home run to center field is last time up. And that's the difference in this ball game. 3-2 Philadelphia. And the 0-1 fouls it back out of play again.
Good play right there.
Yep, nice catch.
Kyle's going home with a souvenir, and Screech is digging it.
Taking his bows. No balls and 2 strikes to Carlos Ruiz, the Phillies catcher. Victorino down at second base, 1 down here in the 7th inning. Bouncing ball is foul, barely. Home plate umpire to make that call, Rob Drake.
And you give Rob Drake a little bit of credit. Easy for me to say. Hustling out there. Watch him. Instead of just staying behind home plate. And this is close, folks. And I think the Nats might have caught a break. But with a 3-man crew, and we've seen that come into play a couple of times already tonight. To Drake's credit, he hustled out from behind the plate, got about 4 steps down the third baseline to make that call. But the ball might have been fair.
Ruiz 316, 6 for 19 with runners in scoring position, a homer and 13 RBIs. He's also caught 2 no-hitters. Gorzolani ahead in the count to the Phil's catcher. No balls and 2 strikes. Not much of a lead from Victorino at second. And he misses outside for ball 1. No perfect example tonight, FP, of a ball club with not a lot of hits, but every one counted, or 2 of them counted for those home runs.
They're slugging, they're hitting home runs.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside for ball 2.
Maybe for Gorzolani right here, you think about going back to that slider off his back knee in the 2-2 count.
Well, Thomas come in, worked scoreless relief 5 times, gone at least 2 innings 4 times. There goes Victorino to third. They throw it on to Lombardozzi. Got him! Victorino thought he was in safe, and a bullet from Jesus Flores down to Steve Lombardozzi. Got him. That's going to bring Pete Mackinnon out of the dugout quickly. Remember, Charlie Manuel gone in the first inning of this game, tossed out.
And Juan Samuel arguing, Pete McCannon arguing. And that tells me that Shane Victorino obviously thought he was safe. Let's check it out. And it looks like his foot got in there.
Great camera work.
And he looks safe. The first time.
Yes.
Before we looked at the replay. Good throw by Flores, but he was in there. The Nats catch a couple of breaks this inning. Ruiz's ball looked fair. Victorino looked safe.
Line drive to right. That would have scored him had he been able to successfully get to third, but that's a big, big out on Ruiz, who gets a base hit, and that throw to third base to get the runner going down.
13 for his last 27. Stay hot.
Yeah. Now Ruiz is on with a base hit. The Phillies' fifth. And now Galvis will step in to pitch hit. More Pete Orr. Eddie Galvis from Venezuela. And the 0-1 of the way. Breaking ball.
And maybe if you're wondering why Shane Victorino went right there with the hottest hitter standing in the batter's box. You know, he's stolen 8 bases this year. He hasn't been caught once. He's a green light guy, and he felt like he got a good jump off Tom Gorzolani.
Line drive to left field. It'll be caught by Bryce Harper to end the inning. And Gorzolani gets out of trouble. So the Phillies another goose egg in the top of the 7th. Nationals trying to tie it coming up in the bottom of the frame. You see, been out hit by the Nationals tonight, but unfortunately or fortunately for them, they've made all their hits that they've come up with count, especially those 2 home runs, one by Pence and one by Ruiz.
Yeah, on my scorecard right now, I have 13 hard hit balls by the Nationals. They have 2 runs on 9 hits, but some pretty good approaches at the plate tonight and see if they can cash in. Ricky Akil with an aggressive mistake last inning. You really can't fault him for that. Maybe if he rolls his head towards shortstop and sees Jimmy Rollins trying to stop that baseball, you never know. But down by 1, the 7th inning, here you go. It was right where you want to be.
And got to the Phillies bullpen too, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is when they do their best work. We've seen the at-bats from the 7th inning on this year. Just the concentration level gets a little bit higher. And from the 7th inning on this year, the Nats have scored 40 of their 82 total runs. That's 48%. Phillies same way. 47 of their 97 runs have been from the 7th inning on or later. So game on.
So the Phillies have some changes out there. They've got Ty Wigginton now at first base as Antonio Bastardo comes on to pitch. Freddie Galvis is now the second baseman. replacing Pete Orr. And Steve Lombardozzi tries to lay down a bunt. Good hustle by the third baseman. Fires to first. And he's out. Good play by Polanco.
That didn't even look like he had that ball in his hand. Kind of caught it in the palm on a hop. And watch this. Bunt's probably a little bit too hard by Lombardozzi. Polanco as good as it gets at third. The Gold Glove winner. And did you see that? It originally went in his palm. He kind of shook it down into his fingers all in one motion as he made the throw. Watch this. Gets it in his palm at first. Doesn't have a good grip. Watch it roll right down into his fingers. Gets a grip all in one motion. That's unbelievable. Wow. Good play.
Yet again, Bryce Harper steps into the batter's box with a chance to do some damage with his team down by 1. Pops it up high behind the third base dugout, out of play, and it's 0-1. Phillies 3 and the Nationals 2. They'll meet again tomorrow afternoon, then Sunday night in the first battle of these two ball clubs this year. Nats winning that Arizona series last night. They won 7 of 8 all year. And the Phils coming after taking 2 out of 3 from the Braves. They've won 6 of their last 9 ball games. Nats last year against Philadelphia won 10 of the 18 meetings. They've had good success against them. And the pitch. Harper fouls it back again.
And Bastardo, a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider change. You saw the fastball right there at 94 miles an hour. Hit average is about 91, so a little reach back with 2 strikes to Bryce Harper.
Antonio Bastardo's allowed runs in 2 of his 9 appearances this year. And he's facing 19-year-old Bryce Harper for the first time.
Nice job of fouling off a tough slider.
Lefties 1 for 10 against him this year. He has pitched 6 1/3 innings here at Nationals Park in relief. Harper, couple of walks. And a foul out to third. And he's rung up.
And I think that's Andy Fletcher down there. Let's check it out one more time. I don't think he went. Hard to tell from that angle, but it didn't look like he went. And he threw his arms in the air and said, I don't think I went either. The only one's opinion that matters is Andy Fletcher's. He rung him up.
And there's 2 out here in the 7th inning. So Harper is gone, and Jason Worth looking for his first base hit of the ball game. Double play. He had 2 in the first inning, struck out in the 3rd, flew out to left in the 5th. Jason's batting average now .267 with a couple of home runs. Well, the Nationals, you mentioned, FP, are doing most of their damage in the late innings this year.
Yeah, they scored 40 of their 80 runs after the 7th or later. A guy with so much power like Bryce Harper, that's a big call.
Yeah, no question.
1-run baseball game, he gets another pitch, you never know what happens.
They don't give him a lot of good pitches to hit, do they?
He's getting a lot of respect early, justifiably so. He's been tearing the cover off the ball.
2 walks tonight. And the count to Worth is 3 balls and a strike.
And for Jason Worth right here, bottom of the 7th, 1-run baseball game, 3-1 count, and you got to look for a ball right out over the plate, and you're thinking about driving something deep. I mean, why not, right? 2 outs, nobody on, let it fly.
Absolutely nothing to lose there. Now the 3-1. Slide to right field. Who's going to catch it? Pence, and the inning is over. A quick 1-2-3 for Bastardo. It remains the Phillies 2, Phillies 3, the Nationals 2 as we go to the 8th.
Like we promised early in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, let's go back to the 5th inning. Carlos Ruiz leading off an 0-1 count, and this has been the difference in the game. A home run straightaway center field. He got a fastball up out over the plate. So a hot hitter staying hot. 13 for his last 27, and he got all of that one.
Craig Stammen coming on now to try to hold things in place. 9 games, 10th appearance for Craig. Had lost a game, he's won 2. 0.71 earned run average. Given up 10 hits in 12 and 2/3 innings. Walked 4 and struck out 13. Only given up 1 earned run. And pretty effective against right-handed batters and left-handed batters. John Mayberry leads it off for the Phillies. And they're top of the 8th inning. Mayberry a .226 average this year, only 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. And a check swing back to Stammen, goes right past him. And Mayberry's on.
Well, that's a play that Craig Stammen will tell you he has to make. A little check swing dribbler right here. He gets over there. You see the little jiggle of the glove right here. He tries to play the hop, go with it. Comes up a hair too soon. And right now you have to throw that away and concentrate on the next pitch. Can't let that affect you.
And that next pitch coming to Jimmy Rollins. Rollins an 0 for 3 night. It made a whalable play at shortstop to get Ankiel off third base, deep in the hole. Second in Phillies history, most games played. Third with doubles and third with extra base hits. His name is filled with adjectives in that Philadelphia press book. At Nationals Park, he's hit 2 out. He's driven in 18 runs in 35 games. And talk about a guy durable over the last 12 years. He's played the most regular season games at short among all National League players. And second most in the major leagues behind Derek Jeter. 1-1 from Stammen outside. And it's 2-1. Nationals 3 errors committed tonight. He had committed only 13 the first 25 ball games.
2 by pitchers.
Yeah.
And it's up to Craig Stammen to pitch around that error right now and keep his team behind by 1. We got the top of the order coming up. The slider's been the out pitch for Stammen so far this season. It's been good.
And up there ever since he made the transition from starter to reliever. It's been pretty effective, hasn't he?
He has. He said the difference between last year and this year is he went back to his college coach and he told him, don't worry about the base runners. Don't worry about how they got there. You know, focus on one pitch at a time. What can you do on this pitch to be successful? He said early in his career he would be thinking about maybe the error that he just made right now, but the difference is he's turning the page. He's focused on the pitch at hand because that's all you can control.
There goes the runner, bouncing ball to first base. Nice grab by Tracy. Yeah, there's one down. But Mayberry advances down to second base. Don't forget to ignite your Natitude with Nationals 5-game flex plans. Pick 4 games. You get that 5th game free starting at just $60. Ignite your Natitude at nationals.com/flex. Some restrictions do apply. 1 away in the 8th inning. Mayberry down at second base in a 1-run ball game, and back to that Phillies lineup, top of the order. Here comes Juan Pierre up again. He's got a base hit and a walk. And a foul out to left field.
Good swing back fastball right there. Started on the inner half, brought it back for a strike.
Craig Stammen from Coldwater, Ohio. He's 28 now. 0.71 earned run average. 3-2 ball game. Stammen delivers and Pierre swings to it, heading the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Good curveball right there. You go fastball in, and all of a sudden you make the hitter aware of your heater on the inner half. They're thinking about the last pitch. They're trying to get their bat out to get the fastball in. You drop the curveball. That was good. Good 12-6 break. Hard curveball.
And the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, and Flores will fire to first base to Tracy, and he's retired. And Stammen with his first strikeout.
So you throw the curveball for a strike, he swings through it, and what do you do off of that? You throw one shorter. And what do I mean by that? You pick up the rotation, all of a sudden you throw one in the dirt. Good job by Jesus Flores right there, going to his knee, blocking that ball, staying soft and keeping it right there out in front. That's a great job off of a great pitch.
And speaking of great pitches, the Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children receiving medical treatment at NIH and their families. So they're making a donation to the Children's Inn at NIH of $37 for every strikeout by Nationals pitcher. That's this season. They got a bunch of them tonight. Stammen has 2 down here in the 8th inning. John Mayberry down at second base. Reached on an error. And Polanco looking for his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 3. Stammen, good command of his pitches.
And this is when Polanco's at his best. You got a runner on second base, 2 outs. He takes a lot out of his swing, spreads out, almost plays pepper with the right fielder. He lets the ball get deep. And you just know that he's going to put the ball in play somewhere. It's a tough out.
All-star third baseman hits a shot. Lombardozzi knocks it down. Does he have a play? No. Mayberry advances to third, and Polanco beats it out, but he might have saved the run, FP, with that great grab.
Yeah, keep the ball in the infield. And I think once the ball is squirted away, that's a good no throw by Lombardozzi. It's a good job of knocking it down right here, keeping the ball in front of you. And he tried to go for Mayberry right there, but I think that's a good job of not throwing the ball, not rushing the ball across the infield.
Yeah, heads up play there by Steve Lombardozzi. Now the Phillies have runners on the corners with 2 out. And a 1-run lead, and Hunter Pence, who drilled that homer in the 4th inning that gave the Phillies a quick 2-0 lead, a 2-run shot, is up with 2 of his teammates on base.
A little "Let's Go Phillies" chant drowned it out by Nationals fans right there.
Good for them. Hunter Pence also on the All-Star team last year. Second time he's made it. 6'4", about 220. Out of Fort Worth, Texas. And Craig Stammen in a little bit of hot water now.
Yeah, this becomes a huge pitch in this baseball game. 2-0 count to a guy that went deep already tonight.
Pence had some great days with the Astros. 25 home runs, 3 consecutive years with Houston. 3-2 ball game. Here's the 2-0 with 2 out to Hunter Pence. In there for a strike. Nobody up in that Nationals bullpen. Pence's homer was his 4th of the year. And RBIs 15 and 16. Pops it to right. Wirth says, "I got it." Shallow right. He does. Inning over. Stammen works out of a jam. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Nationals need 1 to tie and 2 to take the lead. Dodge. You go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer and do it today. 3-2 ball game here at Nationals Park. A great crowd in hand, close to 35,000. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense.
And let's go back to the 6th inning. He and Desmond up, 2 outs. Rick Ankiel on second base. Jimmy Rollins with a great play in the hole, diving. Rick Ankiel with his head down, rounds the base just a little bit too far. You see the head down right there? Polanco with the tag. Nice play by Jimmy Rollins.
Phillies with some changes. John Mayberry, after pinch hitting, goes to left field. And coming in out of that Philadelphia bullpen be Chad Qualls.
And he's a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, an occasional split. Fastball run up there in the low 90s. A pretty good slider to go with it.
8 of his 10 appearances this year have been scoreless. Began the season, his first 6 trips out of the bullpen. Nobody touched him. He will face Chad Tracy, Danny Espinosa, and Rick Ankiel in the bottom of this 8th inning. Walls delivers. Line drive in the gap and a base hit. And Tracy held to a single. That's his second hit of the night tonight to go along with that home run.
Good night for Chad Tracy. And all of a sudden, the Nats have the tying run aboard here in the 8th. Remember, Roger Bernardino already used in this game if you're thinking about a pinch runner for Chad Tracy. And I would be surprised if Danny Espinosa doesn't lay down a bunt right here to get Chad Tracy into scoring position. But he was in a similar situation yesterday, and he didn't. So let's see what Davey Johnson decides to do.
This time he squares as if to bunt, pulls the bat back.
There's Davey, got a scorecard out, thinking about making some moves, making some changes, looking at who's left on his bench.
Espinosa from the left side of the plate. Squares to bunt, bounces it. Only one play to first base, and he almost beat it out. He thought he was safe.
And Trent Jewett thought he was safe, too. And Davey Johnson's going to come out and tell Sam Holbrook what he thinks. Good hustle by Danny Espinosa. The ball bounced high off the plate. So you knew the bunt was successful in getting Chad Tracy to second base. But Danny Espinosa put his head down and almost beat that one out. Let's check it out one more time. Good job of just getting the bunt on the ground. You see the high hop, and Espinosa smelling the hit all the way.
Wigginton with a nice play, and I don't know, FP.
He got it right. And if we have to look at it 2 or 3 times in Exmo, they get one shot at full speed. He got it right.
Espinosa retired. He gets Tracy down to second base in scoring position for Rick Ankiel. Double last time he was up back in the 6th inning. So the tying run down at second base. Well, these one-run games this year, FP, incredible.
Seems like every night.
15 one-run games. The Nats have not lost one at home. They're 7-0. 15 out of 25 games. 9-6 record. Pitch outside for a ball. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Ankiel ahead in the count, with Jesus Flores on deck. 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, 69-year-old manager not digging one-run games every single night.
I wouldn't think so. And Ankiel gets a free pass. They'll walk him intentionally to get to Flores.
Although he'll tell you he likes him. I mean, every single night, 7th, 8th, and 9th turn into a chess match. And that's when you get to manage close ball games late.
And that'd be no better manager to learn from for these young guys than Davey Johnson.
Hey, just lets them be pros.
Yeah. He's done it all.
Xavier Nady moves to the on-deck circle for the Nationals.
Flores against Chad Qualls. Breaking ball outside for a ball. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Nationals Park. A 3-2 ball game. Philadelphia up by 1. But the Nationals threatening, but Chad Tracy down at second base. And Rick Ankiel at first. And Jesus Flores with a line drive to left field. Will it drop? It does! Past Mayberry. Rounding third and coming home is Tracy. And held up his third in Ankiel. Checking to the second, Flores. And the Nats have tied the game at 3.
Yeah, we talked about it early in the game. Jesus Flores with this simple approach. He lined out hard to left his first time. He flew out deep to center field his second time. His third time up, a sac fly. And how about this? A 92-mile-an-hour fastball. He just gets enough of it to get it out to left field. And Mayberry with a diving play. And the only thing that kept this game scored is Rick Ankiel had to hold to make sure this ball got by him. And now Xavier Nady with a huge at-bat for the Nationals.
Jesus Flores, his 4th RBI of the year. Actually, his 5th. He's got 2 in this game. And it's a whole brand new ball game now.
And Pete Mackanin is going to ask Chad Qualls what he wants to do right here. Does he want Xavier Nady with first base open? Or do you pitch carefully to him and go for Ian Desmond? I don't think you do that. I think you got to go after Nady right here. Desmond's a hot hitter. He's not a double play. Even if he hits the ball on the ground, you're really not setting up the double play in any way, shape, or form. So right now, it's game on. Xavier Nady with a huge at-bat.
Well, Xavier tied the game in the 8th inning with a pinch hit solo homer in that 13-inning win over Cincinnati.
And all of a sudden, Johnny, this crowd is some kind of into this baseball game. Listen to this. And they're going to walk Nady.
To load the bases.
For a guy that's been pretty clutch all season long. And I'm sure if you ask Davey Johnson, he'll tell you he is digging this move by Pete Mackanin.
Would you do this? I wouldn't do this.
Well, I just don't think Ian Desmond's a double play on deck.
No.
And I think, right now with the way Xavier Nady's going and the way Ian Desmond's going, I mean, who knows how it's going to work out, but I would say advantage Nationals.
Nady will load him up. And the Nats have got the sacks loaded with only 1 out here in the 8th inning. Nady at first, Flores at second, and Keel at third. And up to the plate, Ian Desmond.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Put your seatbelt on, put your helmet on, put your mouthpiece in. This is the way it's been all season long, every single night. Did it get any better than this? It's good stuff.
The 35,000 on their feet. Ian Desmond with the bases loaded. 417 average. To short to Rollins. The throw home. He got it.
And I don't know if his foot was on home plate, and Davey Johnson's going to come out and argue it. Pretty good play by Jimmy Rollins, but I think the throw might have taken Ruiz off the base.
Exactly.
Heads up play by Rollins, though. He knew he didn't have the double play. He knew his only shot with the speed of Desmond was home.
Look at it again.
Hank Heel hustling to home. And was his foot on the base?
Didn't look like it, did it?
Let's see. This will show it right here. Not even close.
No. Bouncing ball to second. On to first. And the Phillies escape with only giving up the 1 run. But that 1 run good enough to tie the ball game at 3 as we're headed to the top of the 9th. 3-3 ball games we head to the ninth inning. Tomorrow it's Vance Worley on the hill for the Phillies. He's 2-1 with a 1.97 earned run average. And against the Nationals, a 2-1 record. He'll be opposed by Gio Gonzalez. And Gonzalez this year, 2-1, 1.82 earned run average. Better than Worley's. Opponents hitting only 155 against him. Fourth best in the major leagues. Coverage beginning at 12:30. Nats Extra coming up tomorrow. And, of course, Nats Extra before and after every game. Byron Kerr out with Ray Knight tonight. Johnny Holiday happy to be with FP Santangelo today and tomorrow as Bob Carpenter's off for a little graduation at Oklahoma State of his daughter. Henry Rodriguez comes on to pitch the ninth inning.
A fastball, curveball change. And a fastball run up there in triple digits, and we talk about it all the time. It's all about strike one for Henry Rodriguez. He'll let you know what he's got on a given night by the first pitch. I had to catch my breath in that break. Wow.
You still got it, don't you, despite a bad knee? Saw you hobbling down there. 6 saves for Henry. Career earned run average 2.20 in 59 appearances when walking none. Average fastball about 98. Wow. In his career. Shane Victorino leads it off for the Phillies. He's had a 1-for-3 ball game, a single to center his last time up. After a strikeout on the fly to center for Rick Ankiel. 3-3. Nationals 3-11-3. The Phillies 3-6-1. 3 home runs in this ball game tonight. That's 98 right there.
You want to accomplish the things you want to accomplish as an organization. These are the games you have to win.
Statement game, isn't it?
Well, it's early in the season, but you send a message.
Sure.
You've battled, scrapped, clawed to get 3 runs across. Had an opportunity right there to get the 4th run across. It didn't work out, but if you want to be in first place, you want to go to the playoffs, these are the games you have to win.
And Rodriguez working against Shane Victorino. Count goes to 3-0.
And we've seen Henry in some big games get a little bit excited out there. And the last thing you want to do in a tie ball game in the 9th is walk a leadoff hitter, especially a guy with 8 stolen bases.
If you are one to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th, guess who's going to lead off? Victorino gets a free pass to start the 9th. So Rodriguez walks Victorino. And Ty Wigginton comes in. He struck out in the 7th. And Ruiz is next in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
Got to throw strikes, don't you, FP?
Absolutely, but
throw strikes.
If you're Shane Victorino right now, Henry Rodriguez is very deliberate to the plate. He's a 1.5, 1.6. He could steal second base standing up. But do you want to take that gamble in a tie baseball game with a guy that hasn't thrown a strike yet? For some reason you get a bad jump, or for some reason he slide steps on you and you get thrown out. There's no need to force the issue as an offense when the guy hasn't shown you that he can throw a strike. But he is very slow to the plate, and Victorino could definitely steal a base if he gets into a count.
Steve McCaddy holding court on the mound with Jesus Flores and Henry Rodriguez. Nobody up in the Nationals bullpen. There's nobody out in the 9th inning. In a 3-3 game. Wigginton hitting .276. against left-handers, 261 against right-handers. There goes. No throw from Flores, and Victorino steals second.
Well, the good thing about it is Henry Rodriguez threw a strike. The bad thing about it is watch the jump. And we just got done talking about it. Victorino steals that base easily. Even as Flores gets a good handle on this baseball, he's got no shot. And now it's up to Wigginton to move the runner to third base.
And a check swing. First strike.
And that's the curveball from Rodriguez. A lot of people call it a slider just because it's 84 miles an hour, but it's got 12.6 break to it. It's basically a hard curveball. And it's his punch-out pitch. If he gets the first strike, he usually goes to it for the second.
Oh, Wigginton's got a guy in scoring position. He's 5 for 14 in this situation this season. Check swing again. And the first base umpire, Sam Holbrook, says he did not go. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody leaving Nationals Park tonight.
And Papelbon if they go ahead, Schwimmer if it stays tied.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss.
100 miles an hour. So that's a nice settle down, excuse me, Johnny, by Henry Rodriguez right there. You know, you walk Victorino on 4 pitches. You fall behind on Wigginton 1-0. A guy steals a base behind you. And right when it looks like it might fall apart, a good trip by Steve McCatty to go out there and slow things down for his right-hander. Give the pitching coach a little credit. That's a nice trip. And now, if you're Danny Espinosa, you got to keep Shane Victorino close at second base. He's going to think about stealing third, even though he got thrown out once tonight trying it.
And the dangerous Carlos Ruiz up again. Shane Victorino down at second base, 1 out. And a big strikeout for Rodriguez. For some reason, Ruiz really likes to hit in this ballpark. Got terrific numbers. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Seven RBIs in that game in Atlanta for Ruiz. 1 short of the club's single-game record. He was at 15-13 game the other night. Swing back and foul out. The play. Ruiz leads the ball club in extra base hits, RBI, and total bases. His average at 342. And the count 2-1. And he stays alive, fouls it off.
I think with most guys right here, Davey Johnson with first base open in a tie baseball game with the go-ahead run on second might walk Ruiz. The fact that he's got his right-hander out there, he found the strike zone to the last hitter, and he throws 100 going right after him. See if he goes fastball again or goes to that hammer.
Took something off it, didn't he?
That's a curveball, 86. Yeah. That's just a good sequence right there by Henry Rodriguez.
2 consecutive strikeouts.
And that's the out pitch. Curveball in the outer half. Ruiz geared up for 100. Can't stay back.
And Freddie Galvis will come in now. With Victorino still down there at second base. Now there's 2 outs in the back-to-back strikeouts. And it's up to Galvis to try to get the go-ahead run in here in the 9th inning. Pops it down the left field line. Harper coming in. He's got it. Inning is over. Outstanding job for Henry Rodriguez, and Harper will lead off the bottom of the 9th in this 3-3 game.
Nationals tied at 3. Byron Kerr and Ray Knight with the Nats Extra Postgame Show presented by WB Mason. Just a few minutes away, hopefully, Ray, but this has been a wild affair. Great pitching at times, some big home runs, and some wild plays at the third base and home plate.
Strangest game I've seen this far. A lot of close plays in a lot of different places. At home plate, looked like Ruiz was off the bag, bang, bang with Danny at first base. But the pitching was there. Strasburg pitched. The hitting, 11 base hits tonight, but not real timely hitting.
We'll talk about Steven Strasburg and the grittiness that the bullpen showed here in the last few innings as the offense got a couple of runs, Johnny and FP. Hopefully Bryce Harper can end it all here in the bottom of the 9th.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you, Byron. And no better way to lead off the bottom of the 9th inning than Bryce Harper. Harper, then Worth, then Tracy. And they'll face a new pitcher for the Phillies, and that's Michael Schwimmer.
And Schwimmer's a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, change. Got a pretty good change. And I would imagine Bryce Harper not going to see a lot of pitches on the inner half of the plate. Schwimmer probably going to make him beat him the other way. A lot of people are thinking home run right here. I'm thinking get those wheels on base.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Bryce Harper to the plate. Couple of walks. Strikeout. Little pop up.
Everybody on the rail right now.
As it should be.
I'll tell you what, we have seen some good baseball so far this season.
Schwimmer delivers, and Harper takes a called strike.
First pitch slider.
3-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Nationals Park. And the count even at 1-1. Schwimmer's ERA here, 3 even. 1 earned run, 3 innings pitched at Nats Park. Harper hits a shot, but that's way foul up in the stands down the first base line.
So 3 pitches, and he's seen them all. Seen a fastball, a slider, and a change. So now there's no mystery.
Schwimmer ahead in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's even at 2-2. And Worth awaiting on deck. Looking for his first base hit of the night. And you talk about somebody making some noise. The Nats fans are making it now. Just missed outside. Count again full to 3-2. Brian Schneider now doing the catching for the Phillies. The former National and New York Met. And he strikes out. So Schwimmer retiring Harper, a big out here in the bottom of the ninth.
Check it out one more time. Just off the plate away. And Harper late. Tried to protect, tried to foul it off, a little emergency swing, couldn't get it.
No, Jason Worth is next. Grounded to a double play, a strikeout, couple of fly outs. And Schwimmer misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. This has been somewhat of a tear these last 4 or 5 ball games. Actually, his last 9 games, 7 base hits. Fouled out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Don't forget our WB Mason postgame show with Byron Kerr and Ray Knight, presented by WB Mason right after the ball game tonight. A check swing and a foul back on the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jason Worth. On deck, Chad Tracy with a home run. He's in the 7th or 4th inning for the Nats.
Well, Schwimmer got away with one right there.
Sure did.
That ball was up, and those usually land in the seats. Check it out one more time. The slider up in the zone, 88 miles an hour.
That's right now, just want to get a base runner. Comes inside. And again, the count is 4-3-2 to him, to Worth. Nobody on, 1 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Shriver goes out again to talk to Michael Schwimmer. Schwimmer is the 6th pitcher tonight used by Philadelphia. Worth with a high fly ball, drifting back is Rollins. He'll take it for the 2nd out.
Let's go back to the 4th inning and check out Chad Tracy with his first home run of the year. Watch how he keeps his hands back, fooled a little bit out in front. Little extension right there, digging the ball out, staying through it. And hits it to his buddies in the bullpen.
Well, Tracy had a great spring this year. Earned himself a spot on the big club coming out of spring training. Breaking ball outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Michael Schwimmer throwing a lot of pitches here in the 9th inning. This is his 16th. And Tracy with a shot to right, and it is caught. A terrific catch in center field. And we go to extra innings. Victorino with a grab, and we're tied at 3. tomorrow today. The Peanuts are in the middle of a long homestand. Saturday night for the best fireworks show in Northern Virginia. Just down 95 to see the future Nationals by calling 703-590-2311 or visit www.potomacnationals.com for tickets.
Well, let's go back to that last swing by Chad Tracy, and this is why you play no doubles late in a tie baseball game. Shane Victorino playing deeper than deep. It allows him to have an angle on this ball to cut it off in the gap. And if you're playing regular center field, this ball's off the wall. Chad Tracy has at least a double, maybe a triple. But for Victorino, you're playing no doubles. You're already back deep. It allowed him to get to that ball, and that was some kind of play by Shane Victorino.
And Tyler Clippard becomes the Nationals' fifth pitcher this evening. And Tyler Moore takes over at first base for Chad Tracy. And it's 3-3 as we go to extra innings in the top of the 10th. John Mayberry starts it off for the Phillies.
You see the numbers on Tyler Clippard. He's come into the game tonight in a big situation once again. But if you remember Los Angeles, he went back to his fastball and he threw it exclusively. A couple changeups here and there, but you see one right there. So fastball slider change for Clippard. But the fastball his last two outings has been really good. 94 to 96 miles an hour.
Got the hold against the Diamondbacks last night. Now the 2-0 to Mayberry. Nice pitch, and it's 2-1. All-time leader with holds for the Nationals with 70. And he's got this year 6 holes, tied for first in the National League, tied for second in Major League Baseball. And Mayberry pops it foul. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Most of John Mayberry's base hits in the major leagues have been extra base hits, 45%. At Nationals Park, a career .348 hitter. Rollins, then Schneider, then Polanco. Next in order for the Phillies.
Good changeup from Clippard.
So Mayberry gone to start the 10th inning.
Check it out one more time. See all the pitches up in the strike zone. All of a sudden he goes with the 83-mile-an-hour changeup, and that's the two-seam changeup going down and into Mayberry. Nice pitch. You see the grip right there, the OK grip. That's a great shot, guys. Look at that. Get inside of that pitch, a little break back into the right-handed hitter.
Yep.
10-mile-an-hour difference between his fastball and his changeup.
And the result is 13th strikeout of the year for Tyler Clippard. Now back to the top of the Philly order, Jimmy Rollins. Grounded out to first his last time up in the 8th. And he has been hitless tonight. Came in hit at only 240. Down to 231 now. Rollins been around a long time, FP, but boy, you can still go get him in the hole, can't he?
He's good defensive shortstop. He still can hit.
And Tyler Clippard ahead of Rollins in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Philadelphia got 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. And the Nationals pecked away with 1 in the 4th, came back in the 6th, another, and tied the ball game in the 8th. And we're at extra innings in the top of the 10th. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow, then Sunday night as well. Clifford with strikeout number 14 on the year. And Rollins has gone for the 3rd time on strikeout.
And he did it again with a changeup. You get inside of it again. You see Flores setting up down and away. And we talk about it all the time. The release point, the arm speed, the movement, exactly the same as a fastball. Tough to pick up.
Brian Schneider up for the first time tonight. Skies one to right. And Ankiel calls well out. He'll take the ball. And we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Nice 1-2-3 for Tyler Clifford in this 3-3 game.
Baseball on a Friday night, where else would you rather be? Hunter Pence from Philadelphia, 2-run home run, his 4th. How about the night Rick Ankiel's having? 3 for 3, a double, a couple of singles. And Juan Flores, 1 for 3 with a double, and he's hit the ball hard every single time up. And here's the big blow. John Mayberry Jr. laying out, good effort, gets by him. Tracy scores and ties this game up. So the bottom of the order doing some serious damage for the Nats tonight. Danny Espinoza with a little 1 for 2 and a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Rick Ankiel 3 hits on the night with a walk. And Jesus Flores has hit the ball hard every single time up tonight.
Well, the 6th extra inning game for the Nationals this year. They have won 3, lost 2, and Espinoza gets things rolling with a base hitter in the bottom of the 10th. A line shot to center.
A 2-hit night for Danny Espinoza.
And that's good to see.
And all of a sudden the Nats are in business with the leadoff man Hahn here in the bottom of the 10th. Do you bunt a guy that's got 3 hits tonight?
That was my question to you.
I asked you first.
No. I'll let him swing away.
Truck's yelling yes, you're yelling no.
And he swings.
And I think I can hear all the Nats fans at home yelling yes.
And Keel single to right center, double to left center, and a walk. Perfect night for Rick Ankiel. And the count is 1-1. Danny Espinoza at first base. In the last of the 10th, tie game at 3. First place Nationals trying to dispose of the 4th place Philly. And Keel with a good eye. Takes outside for 2-1.
So this is a situation where no doubles in the outfield can actually hurt you. If Rick Ankiel happens to hit a ground ball through the infield right here, the fact that these guys are playing so deep allows Danny Espinoza to go first to third.
Espinoza's got that great speed, too. And Kill swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't think Ankiel was thinking about first and third. I
don't think so either.
He was thinking about a little Gatorade shower.
Rick hitting .280. 7 runs scored, 4 RBIs and a home run. And he's gone on strikes. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 10th. For Nationals alerts you really can't miss, including starting lineups, in-game updates, text Nationals 29292. Davey Johnson looking on. Win tonight for Davey would be his 57th as the Nationals manager. And Jesus Flores will try to move Espinosa over in scoring position. Michael Schwimmer on the mound in relief now for Philadelphia in his 2nd inning of work.
And Jesus Flores seeing the ball big tonight. Like I said earlier, he's hit the ball hard all 4 times.
And Schwimmer and the count, no balls and a strike. Tyler Moore on deck for his first time at the plate tonight. Made his debut over the weekend in Los Angeles after flying all the way from Syracuse to LA. And the count quickly in favor of Schwimmer. No balls and 2 strikes. And he stays alive, fouls it back on the screen. Jesus in his career against Philadelphia has hit a couple of home runs and driven in 13. Fouls it down the right side on a play. No balls and 2 strikes to the Nationals catcher. You send Espinosa, FP?
Well, maybe if you get deeper into the count. I don't know about an 0-2 count. Not a good pitch to run on.
And Flores hits a high fly ball to right. And Texas got that one. And there's 2 quick outs. So you're going to see Tyler Moore for the first time tonight. Looking for his first RBI. Made that start Sunday at Los Angeles. Got a hit. 5th inning single against the Dodgers. Well, he had some numbers at Syracuse, IFP.
Yeah, 2010 he hit 31 home runs. 2011 he hit 31 home runs.
The Nationals minor league player of the year just 2 years ago.
In those 2 years combined, he had 202 RBIs. And he got off to a hot start in Syracuse this year. 286, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs in just 22 games.
Well, 2 of the young guys for the future of this organization up in the big leagues right now. Teammates at Syracuse. And Tyler and Bryce Harper. And the 1-1. Espinosa going. The throw to second. And he got it. So we go to the 11th. Tied. Nationals 3 and the Phillies 3. 3-3, 3-6-1 for the Phillies, 3-12-3 for the Nationals tonight. As we head to the top of the 11th inning. Last 11 games against Philadelphia FP, pretty good numbers for the Nats.
Yeah, 9-2, almost 5 runs a game. Good ERA, good batting average.
Ryan Perry becomes the next National pitcher to make the trek in from the bullpen. 150 games in his career, 5-6, 4.10, and a couple of saves.
A fastball slider change is what the Phillies hitters will be seeing from Ryan Perry. Fastball get up there in the mid-90s.
Made his Nats debut in that 5-1 loss to Arizona on Tuesday. Oh, we go to the 11th.
He's got his work cut out for him. Polanco, Pence, and Victorino.
Perry from Pomona, California. 6'4", about 215. Came over in the Colin Ballister deal with the Tigers. Then gets ahead in the count to Polanco. No balls and a strike. Came up with Detroit in 2009. Spent some time in 2010 and 2011 with him. And it's a 1-1 count to Polanco. Grounded to short, popped to short, hit to a double play, and single to left. Washington doubling up the Phillies in base hits tonight at 12-6. But the home runs the difference in the ball game. 2 for Philadelphia, 1 for the Nationals.
Check out the swing. Hunter Pence with one of the oddest on-deck routines you'll ever see.
Breaking ball hit to third. Lombardozzi across to Tyler Moore, and there's one down. Big out to retire there.
Yeah, playing no doubles right on the line. And if he's not playing no doubles, that ball might be down the corner. Good play. Turns into a routine grounder.
Hunter Pence, the last 2 times up, is flied to right. That's after that 2-run shot in the 4th. To get the Phillies off to a 2-0 lead. One of the positive points for Perry, I guess, FP, is the fact that he induces batters to hit a lot of balls in the ground.
He's got a good 2-seam fastball, but he probably wants it a little bit lower than the one he just threw on the first pitch to Hunter Pence.
1 ball and 1 strike to Pence. 1 out here in the top of the 11th. 3-3 ball game at Nationals Park. As the Nationals have proven that they can take back the park, they did tonight. Almost 35,000, 377 to be exact. On half of this first of the 3-game series.
And they're all sticking around too. You got to love that.
That's nice to see. Never could understand why in tight ball games and extra inning games you see fans heading for the exits.
I used to go to games as a kid and root for extra innings. There's no place I'd rather be than the ballpark.
Me too. Yeah. Let's see if we can stretch this out to 5 hours.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, not this one. When I was a kid. I'd like to see this in like the next inning. Bouncing ball is short. Desmond to Moore. 2 down. Well, Pence has got some speed too, hasn't he?
That's a good pitch on his hands right there. So Ryan Perry doing a nice job of pounding the strike zone, and Davey Johnson's liking what he's seeing.
1 o'clock tomorrow, game 2. First pitch a little after 1. Worley against Gonzalez, and that's extra with my boy the Fox Ray Knight. Byron Kerr starting at 12:30. Well, I can't wait to see the attire of FP Santangelo tomorrow. Love the blue suit tonight.
Now you can see it again tomorrow because I'm sleeping at the ballpark.
Gonna wear it again,
yeah.
huh?
If you liked it today, you're going to love it tomorrow.
Shane Victorino facing Ryan Perry. He has one hit to show for his work tonight. That was a single back in the 7th inning. And Perry delivers up high for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike, 2 outs. That ball was foul. Ripped it down into the right field seats.
And due up in the bottom of the 11th, Moore will lead off Desmond, Lombardozzi, and if one of those guys reaches, Bryce Harper.
Seems like every game that Bryce has come into play that he's played this year since he was called up over the weekend, he comes up in a very interesting situation, doesn't he?
He's played some intense games so far.
And he likes that too. Bouncing ball fouled again.
I told him after his debut in Dodger Stadium, I said, you just went straight into a playoff type atmosphere your first game in the big leagues. And we wouldn't want it any other way.
And speaking about playoff atmospheres, tonight's got a little bit of that going for it, doesn't it?
It's electric in here.
Yeah. Just outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bob is back with FP on Tuesday as you guys start a little road trip that takes you to Pittsburgh, then Cincinnati, then back here for the Padres, the Pirates, and the Orioles. Bouncing ball to second. And to first. And it's a 1-2-3, 11th for Ryan Perry. Let's see if the Nationals can win it here in the bottom of the 11th in a 3-3 tie ball game. Live at the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, right back at you on Monday from 5 to 6:30. Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Phil Wood, and Dave Johnson have all your latest Nationals news and notes from this weekend series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Johnny Holiday with FP Santangelo in the 11th inning at Nationals Park. Tyler Moore, then Desmond, Lombardozzi, and Bryce Harper. FP, I know that all the ball clubs you played with, one of the most important aspects, I'm guessing, had to be that clubhouse atmosphere and the young guys learning from the veterans. This guy at the plate had a chance to spend some time with him a couple of days ago, foul down the third base line. What a terrific young man. And this clubhouse the Nats have this year, I think, far and above anything they've had in the 6 years I've been here.
Absolutely. It's a good mix of rookies and veterans, guys that have won at different stages in their career. It's just one of those clubhouses where everybody fits.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're 19 or 40, you fit.
Tyler Moore, a couple of years ago, for you folks in Woodbridge, had a chance to see him with Potomac. Schwimmer heading the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyler Moore. It's a high fly to center field. Victorino coming in. And there's 1 down. Go to the top of the Nationals order. Ian Desmond with 1 down.
Well, he did it the other night.
Sure did.
And you know that's going through his head right now as he steps in the box here in the 11th.
His first career walk-off home run against a pretty good closer, too, for Arizona, that 5-4 win. That took a mighty cut in that one.
Well, he said he did some homework in the on-deck circle. He's watching Puts miss with his split up, and he said if he saw the split up, that means he could sit on a fastball up. So he just elevated his sight line, got a pitch up, and a lot like that one, he just swung through and he drove it out of the park. We talk about a guy learning as he goes. You know, maybe at a younger age, you don't sit there and take note of that in the on-deck circle, but Desmond doing his homework before he got in the batter's box, and it paid off big time.
And he's turned out to be a good leadoff batter, hasn't he?
Well, he's very aggressive, not your typical leadoff hitter. Let's check it out. He got a fastball up and out over the plate. Got on top of it. Created tons of backspin, and you knew as soon as he hit it that that ball was out of here. Game winner. Time to go home and check out the hops from Ian Desmond.
There's a fly ball to left field. Hustling it is Mayberry. And it's 2 up and 2 down in the Nationals 11th. And on to Steve Lombardozzi. See if he can get something going.
And a couple of singles his first 2 times up tonight. Then he grounded out to second in the 5th, grounded out to third in the 7th, and grounded out to second in the 8th. So got 2 for 5 working.
And that batting average now up to 286.
He's just trying to get on base right here any way he can for Bryce Harper. You go leadoff hitter mentality right here with 2 outs and nobody on.
Lombardozzi fouls it off to the left. Michael Schwimmer has followed Kendrick and Savory and Contreras, Bastardo and Chad Qualls to the mound. That's a base hit for Lombardozzi. Wigginton just couldn't quite get to it.
Well, here we go.
Here we go again. Up comes Bryce Harper with a man on. That's the winning run at first base.
A 3-hit night for Steve Lombardozzi. He is making some kind of statement, folks.
Yep. And that statement would be, FP, I think I can play.
Yep.
Bryce Harper up for a 6th time tonight. Couple of walks. And a foul back. Popped up to third. 2 strikeouts his last 2 times up. Winning run at first base here in the bottom of the 11th inning. And the 0-1. Barely fouled on the first base line. Boy, does he take a rip.
Wigginton playing no doubles, meaning you just come off the base. You don't even try to gain any ground. That ball was still by him. Obviously, he's close to the hitter right there because he's staying on the base. He's gotten a couple of pitches to hit here early in this at-bat.
With the 0-2 count for Bryce Harper. That's up high. 94 for Michael Schwimmer. Steven Strasburg started this ball game for the Nationals. Pitched fairly good. Gave up the 2 home runs, unfortunately. But then they got him off the hook. And the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. FP, I think he's seen about everything in his 6 games he's been with the ball club. They've thrown him everything possible, and he's handled most of it.
And it seems like every time up he finds himself in a 3-2 count.
Right.
If you remember last time up, it was a backdoor slider that didn't really come back to get the plate at 87 miles an hour from Schwimmer for the strikeout. Might have swung at ball 4.
And you got 34,000 plus on their feet. And a full count.
And Lombardozzi going to get a head start.
He's running. Outside for ball 4.
Same pitch he swung at last time. He took it this time.
And Bryce Harper gets his 3rd walk of the night. Lombardozzi down to 2nd.
And Jason Worth, who's having a tough night right now, 0 for 5, can change all of that with 1 swing of the bat.
A lot of the Philly players tonight during batting practice hanging around visiting with Jason, telling old stories of their Phillies days when Jason was up there.
He would like nothing more than to walk off his old team right here.
You're not kidding. Breaking ball outside. And it's 1 ball to no strikes to Jason Worth.
Pretty good arm in center, pretty good arm in right, pretty good arm in left. Lombardozzi's going to have to work hard on the secondary, score a run here on a hard hit ball.
Another breaking ball outside, misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Not about to give Jason Worth anything good to hit.
Victorino probably the best arm out there, but Hunter Pence can throw, and so can Mayberry. And all of a sudden, Wilson Ramos has moved into the on-deck circle.
Lombardozzi will lead off 2nd. Harper will lead off 1st. Worth swings and misses.
2-0 slider.
As FP mentioned, Ramos is on the on-deck circle. 3-3 in the 11th. That ball's inside. The count 3-1. What's he looking for, FP?
Fastball.
Yeah.
And he got a slider for ball 4.
And the bases are loaded for Wilson Ramos. A hit and 2 walks. Lombardozzi to 3rd. Harper to 2nd. Worth to 1st. And here comes Wilson Ramos.
So as a pinch hitter coming off the bench, the old adage is the first hittable fastball you get, let loose. But after a couple of walks preceding you, I don't know how aggressive you should be if you're Wilson Ramos. I guess you go 1 pitch in 1 spot. You're looking center cut fastball, something you can drive, and you're taking everything else. But
Base hit wins it.
And that was paint right there, 94 on the black away. And this will be pitch number 53 from Schwimmer.
He's only been out there a couple of innings. Almost swings and misses. No, the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Schwimmer delivers. This is outside. Ball gets away from Schneider, but Not enough for Lombardozzi to come home.
I mean, remember the first couple of weeks of the season, that was the Nationals' best play, the wild pitch with a runner on third base. Pretty good block right here by Schneider, getting his body in front. Game on the line, you have to.
Ramos on the year, 7 RBIs. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. 3-3 game. And a chance for Ramos to win it. Bouncing ball foul. And the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. You know, the Nationals trying to win their 4th extra inning game of the season.
Rally hats, here we go.
Yep. The 1-2 to Ramos. Line drive, base hit, game over. Lombardozzi scores, and Ramos drives in the game winner. And he gets mobbed at first base. How about that?
They have the shaving cream locked and loaded for Wilson Ramos. I don't know that I've ever seen that before anywhere. Who has shaving cream in the dugout in the 11th inning? Good stuff. What a great at-bat by Wilson Ramos. What a big win for the Nationals. Their 5th walk-off win of the year. And when you play for nearly 4 hours, you lose that game, it's a heartbreaker. You win it, it's a momentum builder. And what a baseball game we got to see here tonight. Nice job, Wilson Ramos. Unbelievable.
Nationals 8-0 at home this year in 1-run games. Take a look at it again.
Just a good job of staying on the slider. Down and away, he stays through it, and he knew right there, game over, and he is flying the airplane to first base.
And the Nationals have their 10th 1-run victory of the year.
And something special is going on in our nation's capital.
And how about a record of 17-9 for this ball club? Time to celebrate at home plate with Ramos and Lombardozzi. Wilson flying toward first base.
That is awesome.
All right, let's go downstairs. Christina Acra standing by with Steve Lombardozzi.
All right, Steve, you're on third base. You're the winning run. What was going through your mind with Wilson up to the plate?
I was hoping, I was looking for a pitch in the dirt, but, I thought Ramos was going to come through for us. I was hoping he did.
In these late games, it seems like someone's going to step up and make it happen. What's the confidence level in the dugout knowing someone's going to get it done?
Oh, it's huge. Any of our guys that step to the plate, we feel that they're going to get the job done.
Great night for you. You've been getting the start at third and a lot of at-bats under your belt. What's that been like for you?
It's been awesome, but we want Zimmerman back as soon as possible, but we keep playing good baseball. It's been fun.
You guys are tough to win it, to beat at home in this game, in this series. How great was it to get the win here tonight?
Oh, huge. This crowd was unbelievable, and we're looking forward to Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you, Steve.
Right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Christina. For FP Santangelo and Christina Acra, I'm Johnny Holiday. Our final score tonight, the Nationals win it in 11. Wilson Ramos drives in that winning run. It's 4-3 the final. The Nats beat the Phillies. Join us tomorrow on Masson HD. The Nats and Phillies meeting once again. Coverage beginning at 12:30. Nats Extra, Ray Knight and Byron Kerr. This has been a Masson presentation. You want to stay tuned now for Nats Extra, brought to you by WB Mason. That's coming up next. 3 hours, 42 minutes for the game. Worth it, though. Nationals win at 4-3.